Game number 40 comes your way from White House Field in a cloudy and rainy Harwich, Massachusetts. It's the YD Red Sox taking on the Harwich Mariners for the final time in the 2018 regular season. Hello and welcome to White House Field alongside TJ Mathewson. I'm Danny Gray. Thanks so much for tuning in and spending a portion of your Saturday with us. A 5:30 scheduled first pitch. We've been pushed back a bit continually a couple times this afternoon as the rain is coming. It's coming waves. But it seems like things are clearing up, and we've got time and a little space for baseball here in Harwich. Lights as well, so we should have no problems. Just about ready for first pitch is the lefty, Danny Poitamani, a senior from Stevens Institute of Technology. Been absolutely on fire since coming back from injury. 1-1 from the lefty. Cut on and miss. Strike two. Home plate umpire today, J.B. Torres, behind home plate, calling the balls and strikes. Calvin Baker is over at first base, and Federico De Jesus is down the third baseline and working in between second as well. No outs in the first inning. 1-2 pitch to Beasley. He'll take it low for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That Beasley, that's guy that's just been absolutely on fire in this month of July. 422 average in this second month of the Cape League summer.
Poitamani, the lefty, facing the righty Beasley. The pitch. Fastball misses in on the shoelaces. A full count worked by Beasley to begin this top of the first. Hasn't seen the Red Sox yet. From Rochelle Park, New Jersey. 5'11", 180 on the bump. Facing off against the right-handed hitter, Beasley. No outs, the payoff pitch. Popped up high, out into very shallow right field. Going back as the second baseman, Casals. He'll make way for the right fielder, Norman, who snags it for the first out of the inning. Well, let's meet that Harwich defense that goes left to right across the outfield. Nate Eichhoff in left. John Stanton is playing center field. Ben Norman out and right, just making that catch. And to the infield, Aaron Schunk mans the hot corner. Tanner Morris is at shortstop. Danny Casals plays second base, and Andre Lipsius is over at first. Logan Driscoll doing the catching for Danny Poitamani. No outs. Excuse me, 1 out. No one on base. DeLuca at the plate. Swings at the first pitch, and he'll put it foul up out of play. Johnny, the average just at 299. 17 runs batted in. The 1 homer coming about a month ago in that doubleheader against the Wareham Gatemen back at Red Wilson. Bases empty. Scoreless ball game in the first inning. 0-1 is roped, but right at the second baseman, Casals. He'll snag it. And just like that, there's 2 away.
They can't hit it much harder if you're Johnny DeLuca, but unfortunately picks the wrong spot on the infield. That liner just tailing right back to Casals. Barely has to move to snag that one.
2 away. Andrew Dashbach batting third today. He'll dig in. 298 hitter. 23 runs batted in. The 5 long balls that's now tied with Nick Quintana. And we'll get to him probably at some point in the second inning. Those two now tied with 5 homers to lead the YD Red Sox. 2 outs, no one on base. 0-0 ball game. First pitch to Dashbach. He'll take it high, a fastball. Right at the letters. Red Sox in their road reds with blue letters and trimming, white pants. Mostly sporting Red Sox. The Mariners in their home cream uniforms with a dark navy blue trimming. 1-0 pitch to Dashbach. Swings and pops it up foul out of play. Ball and a strike. Good amount of fans that have stuck around for the start of this ball game. Eerily similar of the conditions we had back for the All-Star game about a week ago on Sunday. That was a much heavier downpour for certain instances leading up to first pitch, and they had to push it back, just like today's ball game. 1-1 to Dashbach. Fastball left. 2 balls and a strike. It's Zach Zubia on deck. DH tonight in the 4 spot. Usually we see him through the later half of the lineup. Pushed up today. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Fastball runs inside and plunks Dashbach. The 11th time that Andrew has been hit by a pitch this summer. He leads the Cape in probably the most painful category, I guess you could say, and the Red Sox get a base runner.
Yeah, sometimes it's just for certain players, they just seems like baseball magnets. And for this summer, it's Dashbach just doesn't seem to be able to catch a break when it comes to that category. Not the one you want to be leading in, painful, but gets you on base.
Zubia to bat here in the top of the first. 2 outs. Dashbach now leading off of first base. Hit by pitch is how the Red Sox get their first base runner. Initial offering to Zach. He'll take it for a strike. A fastball down the middle. 3.11 ERA for Poitomani. 17 1/3 innings pitched. Just 9 strikeouts and 7 walks. 0-1 pitch to Zubia. Fastball away. 2-0 count on Zach. Average at 244. Picked up his 2nd homer of the summer earlier this week in a ball game against the Orleans Firebirds at home at Red Wilson. Just a towering fly ball that just kept carrying and carrying. 1-1. Breaking ball called strike. Five games scheduled today here on the Cape. Whitecaps and the Kettleers have been postponed. They dealt with rain for their 5 o'clock start. 1-2, curveball drops low. No swing from Zubia. 2-2 count with 2 outs and a runner on first.
Well, lucky for these 2 squads here at White House Field. This field does, in fact, have lights, so can wait out the rain a little bit more and just be able to push back the start time.
2-2 pitch from the lefty. Cut on and popped up foul. Sends a few of the younger fans screaming for that souvenir, and the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs in the top of the first. No score between YD and Harwich. Beasley fly to right. DeLuca hard hit baseball, but right at the second baseman Casals, and Dashbach has been hit by a pitch. 2-2 roped right back up the middle. A base hit. Zubia aboard. The Red Sox with back-to-back base runners. Dashbach held off at second, but now that's just the consecutive time that a Red Sox hitter has gotten all over one of those offerings from Poitomani.
Well, that's just good hitting right there. Zach gets a fastball right on the middle of the plate and able to just drive it right back up the middle for just another base hit. And now Quinn Cotton's going to get a chance to drive in a 2-out base runner.
In the 5-hole tonight, he'll bat from the right side with Zubia now on first base. Andrew Dashbach standing at second, a runner in scoring position for YD. All of this coming with 2 outs in the top of the first. Cotton, a 295 average, a slow decline. Not sure you could really call it a slump as of late. Just so used to seeing him hit pretty much every baseball. He swings to the first pitch and gives this one a ride out into deep center field. Stanton going back at the track, and he's got it to retire the side. The Red Sox strand a pair, and we go to the home half of the first. No score from White House Field. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Carl Kaufman completing his warm-up tosses as we go to the bottom of the first inning at White House Field. No score between the Mariners and the Red Sox. Kaufman facing Harwich for the second time this season. And the initial meeting, well, that was back on June 15th, the first week of the summer. Went 5 strong innings, picking up his first victory. Only gave up 2 hits. 5 walks, though, kind of plagued him, and the 5 strikeouts as well. So he gets to face that lineup again. But for the most part, TJ, Carl Kaufman's been a very reliable starter for this Red Sox pitching rotation.
Reliable, yet last few starts really up and down for Carl. You had his 2 probably worst starts of the season coming in his last 3 outings. July 7th at Brewster, just last two-thirds of an inning, and then July 21st at Chatham only goes 3 innings, gives up 4 runs in that one, and sandwiched in between those, probably his best start of the summer, where he went 5 1/3 and allowed just 2 hits.
Righty from Michigan, 6'2", 200 on the bump, facing Tanner Morris to begin the home half of the first inning. Into the windup and the delivery on the outer third for a strike to start off Morris, the shortstop tonight for Harwich, batting .315. 1 home run and 18 RBIs. Kaufman the signs from the catcher Dyer into the motions and deals. Once again, outer third and a strike. 0-2 count quickly here on the leadoff man. It's Matt Dyer from Arizona doing the catching today for Kaufman. 0-2 delivery. Fastball misses low and outside. A ball and 2 strikes on Morris. 6th and final meeting between Harwich and YD. It comes on the road for the Red Sox at White House Field. 1-2 pitch. Misses away. No outs in the bottom of the first. A 2-2 count on Tanner Morris. Product of the University of Virginia. Batting from the left side. The 2-2. Fastball just misses inside. Tried to paint that inside corner, and Morris has worked his way back into this count. He's pushed it full. Kaufman from the windup into the motions. Payoff pitch. Bounding grounder down the first base line. Dashbach will field it, but in foul territory. That ball just trickled to the right of the chalk.
That one hugging the line for a bit. You'd think that Dashbach might have a chance to go out and grab that one while it stays fair and just put the tag on Morris, but instead he just lets it drift foul.
Morris batted .298 for the Cavaliers. 2 homers, 20 runs batted in, playing in 51 games. He started almost every single ball game for Harwich this summer. 3-2 pitch from Kaufman. Off speed and outside. Morris lays off of it and works a walk. Nice at-bat to begin this ball game for the Mariners.
Now, Kaufman, a guy who struggled with walks just a little bit that summer, but just got to tip your hat to Morris. Worked the count full, fouled off a couple pitches, and just able to draw the walk.
That brings up Aaron Shunk. .290 clip with 16 runs batted in. Digs up into the righty batter's box in the bottom of the first inning. No score between YD and Harwich, but Morris now on first base with no outs. Kaufman sets from the stretch, fires fastball right down Main Street. Shunk at third base tonight for Harwich. From the University of Georgia, batted just under .300 through 60 games for the Bulldogs. Kaufman a glance over at first. The lead for Morris off the bag, held on by Dashbach. And the 0-1 delivery. Breaking ball spoiled in the dirt. Dyer does a nice job to corral it in front of him and make sure Morris keeps his place over at the first base bag. Lights already starting to come on here. Across the 6:30 time mark on the East Coast. Won't need them in full effect quite yet. They have turned on. 1-1. Grounded over to Quintana at third. He's up with it. On to second for one. Over to first. Not in time. Dashbach with a nice pick. But it just goes as a fielder's choice. But the YD defense does get the lead runner.
No, Quintana able to come up and grab that ball. Kind of a slow roller. Able to fire on over to second to get that first out. But the return throw from Waddell just not quite in time to get Shunk going down the line.
So swap out Shunk for Morris. Base runner with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 between the Red Sox and the Mariners. And Andre Lipsius, the 3-man tonight, digs in from the right side, facing The righty from Michigan, Karl Kaufman. Set to chest and fires. That misses just a little bit low. We're situated right behind home plate today. Nice enough that the Harwich Mariners organization has put us under a little bit of cover as opposed to where we usually are down the first base line. Kaufman sets and deals, missing low. 2 straight balls to begin the at-bat to Lipsius. Batting .317, leading the ball club with 25 runs batted in and 3 homers as well. Power hitter of sorts in this 3 spot. From Tennessee. Lead off of first for Shunk. 1 away. The pitch. This low as well. 3-0 the count on Lipsius. All the Red Sox need is a point to lock up that first place spot in the East. Mariners, they're jockeying for that 3rd spot. 3-0 on the way and a called strike. 3 balls and 1 strike now with the standings changing pretty much throughout the last weeks. Harwich in 3rd place with 36, 5 shy of Chatham for the 2nd spot. Healthy lead, though, over the Firebirds for 4th place. 3-1 pitch. Fastball inner third, called strike. Caught Lipsius in on the hands, and he didn't swing. Full count now.
That's just a nice bounce back fastball, a little tail on that, able to paint that inside corner.
Runner on with 1 away in the bottom of the first. 0-0 score and the payoff pitch to Lipsius. Upcoming, here it is. Taken inside, ball 4. Shunk going on the pitch. It won't matter, and it's 2 base runners for the Mariners in the first.
Now a couple of full counts for Karl Kaufman and just not able to put away these Harwich batters, just borderline pitches, just missing by a couple inches off either side of the plate. And then
Koff, 2 of the 4 Virginia Cavaliers to bat in the first part of this order for Harwich. He digs in with 1 away. Runners on first and second. Eerily similar bottom frame as the Red Sox had in the top. The pitch from Kaufman runs inside and misses. Nice job from Dyer moving left to right to keep it in front of him. Actually glove it. Now he'll go chat with the pitcher Kaufman, who's walked 2. So both of the base runners have reached. Actually, Shunk got on via the fielder's choice, but Morris before had walked. Lipsius takes a free pass now. He's off of first base. Eichhoff, .221 hitter, 7 runs batted in. 1 homer as well, batting from the left side, facing the righty Kaufman. Into the motions, the 1-0. That catches the outside corner for a strike. Red Sox defense in the outfield, left to right. Quinn Cotton, Johnny DeLuca in center. Brad Beasley out in right field. And to the infield, it's Nick Quintana at third. Christian Koss playing shortstop. Luke Waddell at second. Andrew Dashbach at first. The 1-1. That's on the outside corner as well. Strike 2. Matt Dyer doing the catching for Karl Kaufman. See now 4 backstops for the Red Sox. Adam Kerner in there quite a bit. Vito Freesia making a return to the YD squad as Patrick Bailey has gone home after a short stint in South Yarmouth. 1-2 pitch. Cut on and looped out into left field, sending Cotton back, and he snags it on the run. Nice job from Cotton. Boy, he just covers so much ground, and he makes it look effortless. There's 2 away.
It looked like for a second he kind of got fooled by where that fly ball was going, had to go back at the last moment, like then kind of an excuse me, just throw up the glove into the air, and the ball able to find the back of his leather, able to get it back in, and a big out number 2 for Karl Kaufman.
Both base runners hold. Still Lipsius at first, Shunk at second, and Logan Driscoll digs in. Lefty hitter. Back-to-back lefties to face Kaufman. .213 hitter with 7 runs batted in. Inside-out stance in the lefty box. Righty Kaufman setting at the chest and deals off speed and a called strike. Red Sox stranded 2 in the top of the first. Couldn't push any runs across. Karl Kauffmann attempting to do the same here to the Harwich lineup, batting in the bottom of the first inning. Kauffmann a glance back at second and fires a fastball buried in the dirt, laid off, and a ball and a strike now on Driscoll. Already 20. Trying to get out of it and keep damage off of the scoreboard. 1-1 pitch. Off speed and just a little bit outside. Dyer held it for a second. Didn't get the call from the home plate umpire, J.B. Torres, and there's 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs, 2 runners on. Scoreless ball game in the bottom of the first at White House Field. Shunk the lead off of second base. Lipsius, healthy lead off of first. Neither held on. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball runs inside at the knees. 3 balls and a strike now. Good count for Driscoll to work with.
Well, Kauffman's got to be careful here. Don't want to leave one too over the middle of the plate for Driscoll. But then again, also don't want to be in danger of loading these bases, which one more ball, that will happen.
No hits so far for Harwich. Got the fielder's choice and the 2 walks to put runners at first and second. The 3-1 pitch is hit hard and out into left field. Cotton just getting to it. Around third goes Shunk. Throw comes into the cutoff man. Quintana not in time. And the Mariners strike first in the bottom of the first inning, courtesy of Logan Driscoll's RBI single.
Now that pitch just left out over the outside corner for the left-hand hitter, Logan Driscoll, and just goes with it, serves it out into left field the other way, and down for a base hit. Cotton playing too deep to have a chance at gunning down Tanner Morris as he came around to score.
Lipsius held at second base as the throw came into Quintana. Driscoll now at first and a 1-0 lead for the Mariners. Ben Norman becomes the 6th Harwich hitter to plate here in the bottom of the first. Kauffmann now trying to minimize the damage. The pitch swung on and missed. Breaking ball that dropped north-south, and Norman swung right through it. Deflated average at 184 for the Iowa product. 10 runs batted in. He can pick up 11. Something hit to the outfield. 0-1 from Kauffmann. That a called strike on the inner third. Quickly 0-2. Surely would be a nice time for Carl's first strikeout of the ball game. Runners still at first and second with 2 outs, but a 1-0 lead for Harwich. Lefty Norman digs back in. Waves his bat over home plate a couple of times. Readies it over his shoulder. Kauffmann readies the set. The pitch misses away. Waste pitch and no offering from Norman. A ball and 2 strikes. Start number 7 for Carl. Second against the Mariners. He picked up the win back on June 15th. Only gave up 1 run. It wasn't earned. 1-2 pitch. Just another grounder over to Quintana at third. He's got it onto second for the easy out to retire the side, but the Mariners draw first blood in the first inning. They take a 1-0 lead as we go to the top of the second. Red Sox come to bat. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Mariners take a 1-0 lead into the second frame at White House Field. Red Sox coming to bat. It will be Nick Quintana, Christian Koss, and Matt Dyer due up to face the lefty. Danny Poitamani gave up 2 base runners in the first inning. They retired the side as he got Quinn Cotton to line out to center field. Dana Gray, TJ Mathewson with you here in Harwich. Great sign for the Mariners in this ball game. Scoring first. The Red Sox are 16-1 when they're able to do that. Harwich, also a good record as well. Nothing to be shy about. 15-6. They hope to make that 16-6 in this ball game as Roberto Mercado jogs over, the acting third base coach today with Scott Pickler away for a couple of days. Up in Cooperstown, the Hall of Fame induction, his former player of his, Trevor Hoffman, getting inducted. So Pick gone for a couple days, and the assistant coaches picking up the slack. First pitch to Quintana. A fastball misses low.
I mean, just how about the fact that Pick, when Hoffman was at Cypress College, never even had Trevor pitch. He was a shortstop. How about that? And turns into a closer, over 600 saves.
1-0 pitch to Quintana, swings at the fastball and puts it foul up out of play. It's got to be so cool for Pick to think of all the guys that he's coached throughout the years here on the summer, this season 21, with the Red Sox over 30 at Cypress. And to have that one come out and go into Cooperstown, it's a special moment for him as well. And we're really happy that he gets to see it himself. 1-1 pitch to Quintana. Fastball taken inside. 2 balls and a strike on Nick.
He's telling us it's his first time going to Cooperstown. Kind of hard to believe for a guy that's been around baseball his entire life, but that's got to be a surreal experience. I can say when I went to Cooperstown for the first time, it was fantastic.
2-1 pitch to Quintana. Fastball. He'll take it outside. 3-1 count on Nick. Good count for arguably the hottest hitter in this Red Sox lineup. He's homered in 3 of his last 5 games. That includes that dinger back at Dunkin' Donuts Park in Hartford. 3-1 pitch, grounded hard over to Shunk at third. Up with it, throws across the diamond, and Quintana retired. There's 1 away. TJ, how many times have you been to Cooperstown?
I've been there a grand total of 1 time.
1 time?
1 time. I went for the All-Star game, I think 2008, and they had a viewing at the Hall of Fame for the All-Star game, giveaways, prizes, food. It was fantastic, and just it's such an amazing place, especially for all lovers of baseball.
Any baseball fan, it's probably their dream. The whole town as well just has this great, fun feel to it. 1 away for Christian Koss, batting from the right side. First pitch, fastball misses low. Christian, 245 hitter, 15 runs batted in, the 1 homer. Coming against the Anglers back at Veterans Field a couple of weeks ago. He bats in the top of the second. 1-0 lead for Harwich. 1-0 pitch. Inside. 2 balls and no strikes on Christian.
I mean, the Hall of Fame, it's just a place where they call it America's pastime for a reason. Been around forever, and you just get to walk through the halls of all of that history just throughout the Hall of Fame. It's just special.
Poitamani fires, and Christian drills this one right at the third baseman. Shunk backhands, fires across the diamond, and he got him. Aaron Shunk has been busy early and often here in the second inning, and he's 2 for 2, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, that one kind of popped up on him, a little bit of a surprise. He yanked the glove up, able to pick it out of the dirt, and a tad high throw that Andre Lipsia is able to snag over at first base to get Koss for a quick second out.
So Poitamani retired the first 2 men of the first inning. He's got the first 2 down here in the second. Matt Dyer, the 8 hitter, digs in from the right side. Base path's empty with 2 outs in the second. Here's the pitch to Dyer. Fastball inside, in and out of the glove of Driscoll. Dyer, 224 hitter with 5 runs batted in. No homers yet for the transfer to Arizona. He'll be playing alongside Quintana. Teammates here in 2018 during the summer as well at school. The set, the sign from Driscoll, and fired. This one looped out high out into left field. Eichhoff will camp under it, the left fielder, and snag it to retire the side. Red Sox go down 1-2-3, and we go to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 lead for Harwich. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom two we go in Harwich. Hometown Mariners with a 1-0 lead over the visiting YD Red Sox. And it's 7-8-9 due up for Harwich. Casals, Matheson, and Stanton to face Carl Kaufman. Making start number 7 for the Red Sox. Ran into a bit of trouble there in the first inning. Only gave up the 1 run. Here's the first pitch to Casals. Swung on and grounded over to Koss at short, and he botched it. Ball flies right off the inside of his glove. Just one pitch, and it'll be a base runner for Harwich. Seemed like a pretty harmless play, but Christian just couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, had to charge hard in at that. Quintana looked like he had a shot at that for a second, and then held off for Koss, who looked like might have just skipped up off the heel of his glove and kicked away, and that should be an E6 on Christian.
It is indeed. And a base runner for Harwich. Casals reaches as Will Matheson digs in. 0 for 16 this summer with Harwich. First pitch from Kaufman. Takes it, breaking ball strike on the inner third.
And just a bad break for Carl, who gets ahead of a hitter and able to get him to ground into some weak contact, only to have the defense boot away the out.
Casals leads off of first with no outs. Kaufman sets to the chest and fires. That's a called strike right at the knees. That's saying something. Matheson, a tall figure in that righty box, but he's in an 0-2 hole. Designated hitter tonight for Harwich from Stanford, a teammate with YD's Andrew Dashbach. No outs, a runner on. Kaufman getting the signs from Matt Dyer. They agree. Kaufman set to the chest and deals. Breaking ball trickles low and misses. A ball and 2 strikes now on Matheson. Righty on righty matchup in the bottom of the second. 1-0 lead for the Mariners. That run coming back in the bottom of the first. RBI single coming from Logan Driscoll. 1-2 pitch right down Main Street. Called strike 3. Matheson fans, it's the first strikeout for Carl Kaufman and the first out of the bottom of the second.
Well, that's what you like to see, getting ahead of a guy who struggled this season, Matheson, and just put him away with a well-placed fastball and getting off to sort of a much better start than he did in the first.
Here's Johnny Stanton batting in with 1 out in the bottom of the second, a base runner on first base. His first plate appearance in the CCBL. Righty on righty matchup, and he'll take strike 1 on the inner third. Great story with Stanton, a native of Sandwich, Massachusetts. For those of you that don't know, not too far away from right here at White House Field. Plays his college ball at Southern New Hampshire. Kaufman sets the 0-1. Misses in the dirt, a ball and a strike on Stanton. He's out in center field tonight, wearing number 39. And batting from the right side with a runner on, it's Casals advancing on the E6 to begin this frame. Matheson struck out looking on 4 pitches. And now a 1-1. This is low. Snap throw down over to first. Not in time from Dyer. He's pretty relentless with that. He doesn't give much warning over to Dashbach at first. He's shown that he's very willing to throw whenever he wants to.
Yeah, he's got a real strong arm from behind that plate. And arguably probably the best of any of the YD catchers.
Kaufman holds the glove right at the chest. Fires in the 2-1. It hangs just a bit high. 3 balls and a strike now on Johnny Stanton.
How about the show we saw from Adam Kerner yesterday, gunning down all those Chatham anglers on the base paths? I think 4.
3 caught stealing, and then also 1 leaning off of third base as well. Impressive stuff. 3-1 pitch, waved at and missed. Bit of a awkward swing from Stanton. The first time he's swung the bat in this plate appearance. 3 balls and 2 strikes now, 1 out. Runner on first, and Casals, a 1-0 ball game in the bottom of the second. Kaufman, the Michigan Wolverine, looks in and deals. Misses just inside. Ball 4. Third free pass that Kaufman has given up in this ball game. Just an inning and a thirds pitched. And another base runner for Harwich. It's first and second.
And another really frustrating at-bat for Carl Kaufman. He's just so close, not missing by a whole bunch with these pitches. It's just a couple inches, and the runners end up taking the free pass instead of watching strike 3.
Top of the order, Tanner Morris will bat for the second time in as many innings. From the left side, shortstop tonight for Harwich. The first pitch, he swings at it and grounds it through the hole on the right side. Waddell can't get to it. Charging is Beasley, the right fielder. Throw into Dyer at the plate. Run scores. Now a throw down to second. They got the initial runner in a rundown. Koss holds on to the baseball, and everybody is safe. Morris to first base. Stanton to third. Casal scores, and the Mariners lead it 2-0.
Well, that just a slow little bleeder that found that right spot between Luke Waddell at second and Andrew Dashbach at first. Beasley in right field had to come a long way to get that. Ball fires a strike to Matt Dyer, and then everyone kind of caught out in the middle of the base paths, and everyone just ran back to the respective base. Of course, that is after Casals came home to score.
Well, Dyer didn't even try to apply a tag on Casals. He decided that he was going to try and make a go at Tanner Morris, trying to go from first to second. Koss caught that baseball. Morris was flat-footed. He retreated back to first base as Koss thought he had a better chance to get John Stanton than then de facto lead runner, but he was already back at third base. So it's first and third with one out. 2-0 lead for Harwich. Here's Shunk at the plate. Righty on righty matchup. The first pitch cut on and drilled out into deep left field. Shunk hits this one hard. Cotton going back, and this one hops the wall. Cotton just getting into it. 1 run scores. Around third goes Morris. Relay throw comes in, not in time. A 2-run RBI double from Aaron Shunk. Jumps all over that first offering from Carl Kaufman, and it's a 4-0 lead for Harwich.
That ball was tattooed. I mean, he gets that ball up into the air and just misses hitting that one out by about 10 feet. As a one hops off the wall. A lot of ballparks here on the Cape. That's a home run, but pretty big dimensions here at White House Field. Keeps that one in the ballpark. Nonetheless, drives in 2 more runs, and Kaufman really struggling here with just 1 out in the second.
Christian Wonders, the pitching coach for the Red Sox, out of the bullpen to have a chat with the Michigan Wolverine, who's only recorded 4 outs in this ball game. He's given up 4 runs. The lone tally coming in the bottom of the first as Shunk scored on the RBI single from Driscoll. Casals has come around to score on an RBI single from Morris, and it's Aaron Shunk, third baseman for Harwich, picking up RBIs 17 and 18. And ballooning the lead to 4-0 for Harwich here in the bottom of the second. Shunk now on second base. Andre Lipsius, the 3-hitter, digs in from the right side. Walked back in the first inning and was stranded at second base. Kaufman holds onto the baseball, now fires. First pitch hacking is Lipsius, and he slices it foul out of play to the right side. Red Sox used a host of pitchers yesterday. 3 of them making their YD debut. Chance that the Red Sox bullpen will be used quite a bit in this ball game. Kaufman struggling. 0-1. Breaking ball taken low for ball 1.
I mean, how about that performance from the new guys? You send them out there against the Chatham Anglers, one of the best hitting ball clubs on the Cape, and able to get through into the 6th inning with just 4 runs allowed, and give you a solid chance to win, or in the case yesterday, tie the ball game.
Runner on second. The pitch misses low. 2 balls and a strike. All very nice performances. Brady Batten went 4 1/3 innings. He got the start, just gave up the 1 earned run. Michael James struggled a bit, but Gordon Ingebrigtsen came in and pitched very well. Submarine hurler now for the Red Sox. Runner on second, 1 away in the bottom of the second. 4-0 lead for Harwich. 2-1 pitch. That's a strike on the inner third. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Lipsius. Red Sox and Anglers tying for the second time of the season yesterday, going all the way back to June 13th. That was a 1-1 tie at Red Wilson. Yesterday, a 4-4 ball game. We only completed 8 innings. Shunk leads off of second base. Lipsius awaiting the 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Fastball outside and low in the dirt. Another full count for Carl Kaufman.
Now some action up in the YD bullpen. Looks like Mitch Taransky.
Lefty from Michigan State warming as the righty from Michigan struggles in his second frame. Just 2 hits recorded by Harwich. They've both come in this inning, but they've been RBI ones at that and proved costly. Lead off of second for Shunk. Kaufman setting at the chest, holding the baseball in his right hand. Glances back at second and fires the payoff pitch. Grounded to Quintana down the third baseline. It's a fair ball. Throws across the diamond. Dashbach with a catch. Nice job by Quintana as well. He looked back. Shunk held him there at the middle bag, and there's 2 away.
That's kind of a tough play for Quintana. Has to go backhand near the foul line, and a long but accurate throw over to Andrew Dashbach. And you're right, probably most importantly, looking over at Aaron Shunk at second base, making sure he's not going anywhere.
Finally, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Nate Eichhoff will bat for the second time. Popped out to Quinn Cotton in the first inning. Plating here with 2 away in the second and a runner on second. First pitch from Kaufman. Spoiled low in the dirt. Eichhoff, a junior from Virginia, batted .290 for the Cavaliers. 36 runs batted in and 3 homers. So far, just the 1 homer this summer for Harwich. Kaufman sets 1-0, cut on, slow grounder to Waddell at second. He's got it. Easy toss to first. And the Mariners are retired, but not before they put up 3 runs off of Carl Kaufman. RBIs for Morris and Shunk. The lead balloons 4-0 as we go to the top of the third. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top 3 at White House. 4-0 lead for Harwich. In the bottom of the order, due up Luke Waddell. Before we turn it over to Brad Beasley, Johnny DeLuca, Danny Poitamani, the left-handed hurler from Stevens Institute of Technology. Pitch into the third inning, making just his 3rd start. 7th appearance, that ERA at 3.11. He's been very solid for the Mariners. Into the windup, first pitch to Waddell. Called strike on the outer third. Harwich leads at 4-0. Scored the 1 run in the first inning. And then a 3 spot put up in the bottom of the second. Roughing up Carl Kaufman a bit. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Waddell. Swings at it. Hard grounder over to first. Backhanded by Lipsius. Tosses to the pitcher covering, and he's out. Nice communication between Lipsius and Poitamani to beat out Waddell. And there's 1 away in the top of the third inning.
The Waddell making Lipsius go a little far off the bag to get that one, and some good hustle made it a close play at first base, but Mariners just able to get the out.
Brad Beasley, first Red Sox hitter to face Poitamani for the 2nd time in this ball game. Top of the order, batting .400. He popped out to Ben Norman in right field to begin this ball game back at 6:20. First pitch to Beasley. Swings at it and laces it into right field. Duncan in for a base hit. Brad Beasley aboard with a 1-out single. Red Sox with a little bit of life here in the third.
Well, after getting to see a pitcher for the 2nd time, you get a good idea of what he's going to throw. And Brad Beasley had an idea in his mind that he was going to go up there and hack at the first pitch. He got something to hit and hit a screamer out into right field for a base hit.
Beasley continues to heat up. YD with a base runner with 1 out in the top of the third. 4-0 lead for Harwich. Johnny DeLuca digs in from the right side. Lefty Poitamani stares directly at first and delivers a curveball with a ton of motion, but it bounces in front of home plate. Just 3 hits for Harwich that have brought in those 4 runs. Karl Kauffmann's 3 walks haven't helped. And a couple of clutch RBI hits from the middle of the order for Harwich. Put the lead at 4-0. 1-0 to DeLuca, swings at it and pops it up high right behind home plate. No play for Driscoll, and it falls back on the cement behind home, right where the concession stand is located here at White House Field, the home of the 2018 All-Star Game. Had a lot of fun watching that home run derby and also the game as well. West taking it. 1-1, cut on and blooped out into right field. Shallow, Norman will trot in and snag it for the second out. Beasley has to hold it first, and there's 2 away. It'll be up to Andrew Dashbach to salvage something for the Red Sox in the visiting half of the 3rd inning. Waddell grounded out 1-3 on the putout. Beasley a single to right field. Now DeLuca popping out to right, and Dashbach bats for the second time today. Hit by a pitch back in the first. Nothing new to this guy, though. He's been plunked by 11 over the season. This is just game number 40. First pitch to Dash. Swings at it and drives it out into left field. Eichhoff diving down to his knees, and he's got it. Nice play from Nate Eichhoff. Dashbach jumping all over the first pitch, but nice defense from the Harwich outfield, and the Red Sox stay scoreless. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, 4-0 lead for Harwich. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Karl Kauffmann back out there for the bottom of the 3rd inning at White House. Red Sox trail it 4-0 against Harwich. Run in the first, 3 in the second. Kauffmann looks to settle down against the middle of the order for the Mariners. 5, 6, 7. Driscoll, Norman, and Casals due up here in the bottom of the 3rd. Just 3 hits for the Mariners coming in these first 2 innings. But a big RBI double from Aaron Schunk plated 2. Tanner Morris plated 1 with his single. Timely hits at the top of the order. And 3 walks from Kauffmann have plagued him through those first 2 innings. Logan Driscoll digs in from the left side. Inside out stance in the lefty box. First pitch, waved at and missed. Chased that high fastball that seemed to be elevating throughout the travel to home plate. Strike 1. Driscoll hit that RBI single back in the first. It scored Schunk, who was standing at second base. No outs. 0-1 pitch from Kauffmann. Hit high out into deep left center field. Cotton on his horse and catches it on the run. Throws it all the way back in one motion for the first out. He's just so casual with every route he takes to a baseball. It's so hard to tell if he's dead in the water, if it's going to drop in, or if he's got it for sure. He caught that for out number 1.
Yeah, he made a really difficult catch look pretty easy. He had a long way to go. He's playing out in straightaway left. Had to go out over to the sort of center part of left center field and able to just get there before Johnny DeLuca and make the catch.
Ben Norman at the plate. First pitch misses away. Start off the right fielder, grounded into the fielder's choice to end that first inning. 184 hitter. with 1 home run for Harwich. Kaufman from the windup fires a fastball, just checked. That one hit right by the Mariners dugout. Past Danny Casals, who stands on deck. A ball and a strike with 1 away. Bases empty in the bottom of the third. 4-0 lead for Harwich in final meeting of the regular season between these two clubs. 1-1 pitch from Kaufman. Breaking ball driven right out into center field. DeLuca dives, and he can't make the play. Just off his webbing. Wide turn for Norman around first. He'll retreat. Johnny DeLuca gave it a good run out in center. Couldn't complete the catch, though, and a base runner for Harwich.
And they always say that the hardest ball that you're going to field if you're an outfielder, especially in the air, is the one hit right at you. And for that was the case for DeLuca. Had to come charging in on that one and just not able to cover enough ground and make the catch on the dive.
Hit it with his mitt. Just couldn't squeeze it. And they ruled a single for Ben Norman, as they should. He leads off of first base. Dashbach holding him on. And Danny Casals batting from the right side. Righty Kaufman setting at the chest, fires. Fastball just a little bit outside. Anglers up 3-0 on the Harbor Hawks in the bottom of the third. So at the moment, Chatham still with life for that top spot with these two score lines holding. Kaufman facing Casals. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Dyer quickly throws the mask off, keeps it in front of him. He's very quick reading baseballs in front of him. Sometimes he'll push him up the line, or if he can just bury them in front of him. No matter what, though, quick to get to him. Driscoll flew out to left to begin the third. Norman is singled to center. There's 1 away, a base runner, and Danny Casals at the plate. Righty on righty matchup. The 2-0 pitch, just foul tipped. 2 balls and a strike. That might have shaken up Dyer.
He's flexing that left hand, his catching hand. That foul ball probably directly either off a skinny part of his glove or right on his unprotected wrist. That's got to sting.
Casals digs back in from Maine. Led the Black Bears with a .597 slugging percentage, .407 on base percentage. Great season for him with the Black Bears. 2-1. Waved at and missed a breaking ball. He was down to a knee, and he came up empty. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Also had 49 RBIs and 14 home runs. Unanimous American East first-team selection. Native of Miami, Florida, playing for Harwich this summer. Runner on first, 1 out. 2-2 pitch from Kaufman. Hard grounder, but foul down the third base line. Count remains at 2-2. Meanwhile, at Gov Fuller Field, Commodores lead at 3-2 over the Braves. Born in desperate need of a victory. My goodness, they're in the basement of the West. 6 points now out of that final playoff position and behind the Katuitt Cavaliers. Carl sets at the chest and delivers a breaking ball in the dirt. Once again, Dyer quickly to keep it in front of him. Another poor full count for Carl. Pitch count now up to 57. He's only recorded 7 outs in this ball game. Mariners have tagged him for 4 runs so far. Norman off of first base. He's singled. 1 away. Casals at the plate, and they'll check over at first base. Norman back in standing. No stolen base attempts yet in this ball game. Might see if Norman will be going here with a 3-2 count and 1 out in the bottom of the third. Kaufman, the righty, throws over, dash with a tag this time, and sliding safely goes Norman. Kaufman, one of these Red Sox starters that seems to be sticking around for the entire summer. Back for year 2 under the tutelage of Scott Pickler. Start number 7. Righty setting at the chest. The payoff pitch, grounded foul. Off was Norman with the pitch. He'll have to go back to first base. Another full count offering upcoming from Carl Kaufman.
Yeah, and these are all really high-stress pitches early in this game. You mentioned been a lot of full counts, and for the most part, with runners on. So for Kaufman, even with the pitch count still up there, these are high-leverage pitches he's throwing.
Casals digs back in from the right side, waves the bat over his shoulder, the leadoff of first base for Norman, and Kaufman readying the payoff pitch. Here's the delivery. Blooped out to shallow left field. Koss can't get to it. Cotton has to get to it. Koss will field, throw into third. Wide. Quintana now checks over at first. Everybody's safe. Another funky play for the YD defense. They can't record any outs. It'll be runners at the corners with just one away.
I think that was just all. I think you got to bang Christian Koss for that one. He looked like he had a bit of a bad read on that one. He really didn't move until the ball was almost over his head, and that's when he started running back. And by that time, it's too late to make the catch. If he gets a good read right off the bat, I think he gets there in time. So just kind of a bad break, just a little tiny dunk shot off the bat of the Harwich Mariners, and it drops.
Casals now at first base. Norman at third. Dyer out of the crouch. He wants to go out and put out the sides to the Red Sox infield. Make sure everyone's on the same page. Quintana playing about even with the third base bag. Dashbach holding on the runner at first. Waddell and Koss at normal depth. And Will Matheson digs in from the right side. Tall hitter from Stanford batting with one away. The pitch. Hit high, a mile up out into the sky. Cotton will range and camp under it. He makes the catch. Tagging is Norman. Throw comes into Quintana. He'll cut it off. Throw to second. Not in time. Run scores. Casals to the middle bag, and it's 5-0 Harwich.
Oh, that one, it's just kind of a medium-depth fly ball for Quinn Cotton, one of the better arms in the outfield. Didn't seem like he got all into that throw. He was able to hit the cutoff man, and Quintana, it still seemed like a strong throw. Could have got Ben Norman coming in from third, but instead just one out recorded in with the sac fly being caught.
Casals advances to second base, and it's the bottom of the order due-up. Johnny Stanton will make his second plate appearance on the Cape. Walked and scored back in the bottom of the second inning. A good at-bat put up against Carl Kaufman, who's given up runs, at least one, in every single inning of this ballgame so far. It's 5-0 Harwich. 2 away in the bottom of the third. Runner on second. It's Casals. Kaufman steps off as Stanton regains the box. Tall righty from Southern New Hampshire. Kaufman, a look back at second and fires home. Fastball in the dirt. Ball one. Wind gusts going from right to left out towards left center field. And what's been a humid Saturday evening in Harwich. The rain has stopped finally. Came down for a solid 2.5 hours. 1-0 pitch from Kaufman. Taken for a strike. A breaking ball over the plate. 1-1. Stanton, the Sandwich local, right here on the Cape. Now playing for the Mariners in Harwich. 1-1. Just missing on the outside corner. No swing from Stanton, says Calvin Baker, the home plate umpire. Thought about offering it. Didn't crack the wrist, though. And it's 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs. Already a run in for Harwich. It's 5-0 Mariners. 5 runs off of just 5 hits. Kaufman working from the stretch. Righty from Michigan deals. Called strike. 2-2. Runner on second, 2 outs, bottom 3. Pitch from Kaufman. Painted at the knees, called strike 3. He fans Stanton to pick up strikeout number 2 of the ball game, but the Mariners tack on another run. We go to the top of the 4th inning, 5-0 lead for Harwich. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Through 3 full innings in Harwich, a 5-0 lead for the hometown Mariners over the Red Sox. Heart of the order, due up for Whitey. Zubia, Cotton, and Quintana expected here in the top of the 4th to face Danny Portamani. He's been solid so far through 3 innings, giving up just 2 hits. Stranded runners at first and second in the 1st inning, and just a runner at first in the 3rd. A perfect 2nd inning. Zubia digs in from the right side. First pitch, curveball that sweeps in right to left into the strike zone. Starts off the at-bat to Zubia, who's 1 for 1 today. Hard single through the left side, back in the 1st inning. Portamani from the windup deals another curveball. This just a little bit low below the knees. A ball and a strike.
And for Whitey, they've had their chances here today. They've hit some balls hard. They've had base runners on in 2 of the 3 innings, just really unable to cash in.
1-1 delivery to Zubia. Curveball outer 3rd, called strike 2. Portamani has hung around with Harwich for most of this summer. Had a little stint towards the end of June and the beginning of July where he was away. Now he's back here at White House. 1-2, drilled but foul down the 3rd base line. Past the acting 3rd base coach, Roberto Mercado. 1-2 count on Zubia. No outs in the top of the 4th. 5-0 ball game in favor of Harwich. Time called from Zubia. Awarded by the home plate umpire. He'll deck out and take a couple of practice swings. It's all gray skies here in Harwich. Lights on, and they're starting to be needed. 1-2 to Zubia. He'll take it outside, ball 2. Since this All-Star game was played here in Harwich just 6 days ago, 26 players, 17 of them pitchers, have been released. It's just kind of the way things go here on the Cape. You stick around for a while. 2-2. This is away. Another breaking ball. Full count here on Zubia with no outs. Stick around for as long as you can. And it's a long season, though, and many of these guys coming off of long-tenured collegiate seasons as well in the spring. It's a lot of baseball. Here's the payoff pitch to Zubia. Hard grounder over to the 3rd baseman, Shunk. He's got it. Throws over to first in time. Aaron Shunk has been phenomenal over at the hot corner early on in this ball game, and there's 1 out.
Yeah, another nice play for him. Stabs that ball right about at his chest level, able to do a quick turn and fires over an accurate throw almost on the run over to Andre Lipsius at first base to cut down Zubia for the 1st out.
1 away in the top of the 4th. Quinn Cotton bats for the 2nd time. Flew out to John Stanton in center field to end the 1st inning. He swung at the first pitch and he drilled it. Just couldn't find the right spot in the outfield. First pitch, curveball, sits on it, but hits it foul. Out into the trees, off right of home plate. Strike 1 on Quinn. How about this? Portamani has pitched in 6 ball games this summer. All of them coming against either Orleans or Wareham. 0-1. Cotton tries to check his swing. He can't. Rung up by the home plate umpire, and it's strike 2, 0-2. 3 games against the Gatemen. 3 games against Orleans. And an ERA combined at 3.11. Between all of those contests, both of his victories have come against the Firebirds in the month of July. Cotton in a hole, 0-2 pitch. Slaps the fastball into foul territory over by the Red Sox bullpen. Had to protect himself. Count remains. Two-1 record for Portamani. 1 loss came in his very first ball game for Harwich. A loss against the Gatemen. 0-2 pitch to Cotton. Fastball paint. Inner 3rd. Called strike 3. Quinn Cotton goes down by way of the K, and there's 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning.
Well, Portamani has had his stuff working today. I mentioned Whitey has hit some balls hard, but he has been locating well and been able to retire these Whitey hitters so far. Just really haven't figured it out.
Just the first strikeout for the lefty. It's surprising the way that he's sent the Red Sox down in order for the most part. And it brings up Nick Quintana, batting here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Lefty Portamani sets and deals a hanging curveball that drifts inside and misses. 1-0 count on Quintana, who's 0 for 1 with a grounder to Shunk at third base to begin the second inning. Now a share of the team lead in homers. He's got 5, 3 in his last 5 games. 1-0 pitch, cut on and hit foul, high out of play. Ball and a strike.
It's just so cool to see when a guy with the bat talent that Nick Quintana has finally able to put it together here on the Cape, and it's just so much fun to watch.
Struggled a bit last summer, and he struggled early on in the month of June, batted below 200. Here in July, though, he's close to 330. 1-1 delivery. Fastball spoiled once again, up out of play. A ball and 2 strikes on Quintana. And that's just credit to a guy sticking with it, open to learning. Scott Pickler has worked a ton with him over these past 2 summers. And it seems like things are really starting to pay off for Quintana. He's just been red hot. Average up to 260. 1-2 pitch. Fastball sliced foul by home plate. Count stays at a ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Mariners lead at 5-0. Game 1 of a home and home between these 2 clubs in the East Division. We'll be back at Red Wilson tomorrow. 5 o'clock start time for that one. Portimani into the motions. 1-2 curveball just outside. Lefty started to walk over towards the dugout. He thought he'd painted that for strike 3. Quintana lays off of it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield at normal depth. Center fielder Stanton shaded a bit to the left with the righty Quintana. The pitch taken right down the middle. Called strike 3. Quintana goes down. Back-to-back Ks for Portimani after not recording a single strikeout through the first 3 innings. He gets 2 to close the 4th inning. We go to the home half. Mariners leading at 5-0. You're listening to Windy Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Home half of the 4th inning at White House Field. Mitch Turansky on to throw for the Red Sox. Second hurler to go today for YD. Kaufman could only go 3 innings, and it's Mitch Turansky, lefty from Michigan State, who's just had a divine second half to his summer after giving up 11 runs through his first 5 appearances. In his last 8, just the lone tally. And he comes on to face the top of the order for Harwich, Morris, Shunk, and Lipsius, 2 up in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Another one of those guys who's been with YD since the start, and he's just been better as the season has gone on, and is going to be tagged with doing some middle inning relief here today.
First pitch on the way, a curveball called strike 1 on Morris, who's 1 for 1 today. The RBI single that plated that second Harwich run in the second inning. also walked and reached base in the first inning. Turansky, the lefty, getting the signs from the catcher Dyer. Into the motions, 0-1, hanging curveball. That's a called strike 2. Wind has died down a bit here in Harwich. Rain has finally stopped. It was just a gloomy Saturday on Cape Cod. Things have cleaned up a little bit. Finally, playing some baseball. 0-2, waved at and missed. Strike 3, dropped by Dyer. He's got it over to Dashbach, and Turansky strikes out the first batter he faces.
Yeah, goes to his a couple curveballs right there. First one painted for a strike. Morris holding off of it, and then the next one buried in the dirt, and Morris saw it again, thought he had to swing at it because it'd be in the zone, and it bottom just falls right out of it into the dirt in front of home plate.
1 out in the bottom of the 4th, and Shunk, the 2-hitter, will bat for the 3rd time in this ball game. He scored once, that on a fielder's choice grounder in the first inning, then had the big 2-run RBI double in the second. Turansky's first pitch, fastball, hit foul out of play. 5 runs off of 5 hits for Harwich. Red Sox still scoreless, only 2 hits. Danny Portamani has been absolutely dealing through his first 4 innings. Turansky sets and deals. Foul tipped back into the bit of Dyer. Swinging at that high fastball. 0-2. Turansky has thrown 5 strikes. Quintana, the third baseman, almost in line with the foul line. Towards the lip of the outfield grass. Koss deep on the grass as well. Dashbach at normal depth over at first base. 1 out. Turansky from the windup deals. Curveball just fouled off. Shunk getting a piece of it, staying alive. Crazy to think it's game number 40 for both of these squads entering the last week of the regular season. Things have been flying by, and the Red Sox, all they need is a point today or a Chatham loss of any sorts to lock up first place in the Eastern Division. 0-2 pitch. Fastball, paint job, outer third, called strike 3. 6 pitches and 2 strikeouts for Mitch Turansky, and there's 2 away in the bottom of the 4th.
How about this for Mitch after coming in to replace Kaufman, really struggling to find the strike zone. First 6 pitches out of the bullpen for Turansky, all strikes and 2 strikeouts for the lefty out of Michigan State. Great start so far.
He's got to face Andre Lipsius now, 3-hitter. Batting from the right side with 2 away. First pitch drilled out into left field. Cotton going for it. That one falls in fair territory. Quinn down to a slide, backhands it, fires into the relay man Koss. But cruising into second is Lipsius with a stand-up 2-out double here in the 4th inning.
Well, that time Lipsius watched the first 2 at-bats. Turansky all around the strike zone. Knows he's going to get something to hit and just turns on a fastball in the inner half. Rips it into the corner for a double.
Nate Eichhoff bats now. He'll go from the left side against the lefty Turansky. 2 strikeouts of Tanner Morris, Aaron Shunk. Morris swinging, Shunk looking, but the double from Lipsius has extended this 4th inning, jumping all over that first offering from Turansky. Cotton made a really nice play defensively. Not sure he needed to, but he had a perfect slide, backhanded it right into the glove, and threw a dart in. First pitch, curveball, stays high at the letters. Oh for 2 day for Eichhoff. Left fielder for Harwich. Pop out to Cotton in the first inning. And a ground out to Waddell to close out the second inning. 1-0 pitch from Turansky. Fastball, swing and a miss. He blew it by him. I don't think he was expecting the heat. It's a ball and a strike with 2 outs. Runner on second. 5-0 ball game in favor of the hometown Mariners. Still a lot of fans on hand that have hung around to see the start of this ball game. We were postponed by an hour. Supposed to start at 5:30. Got going around 6:25. 1-1 delivery. Nicked foul up high out of play. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Red Sox, a pretty good road team. 10-7. As opposed to 13-4 at home, though. Makes you think they'd really love to lock up that 1 spot, certify home field advantage, at least throughout the East and the start of the playoffs. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Taransky. Same result, fouled up out of play. Ball and 2 strike remain.
And as of right now, 6 points up on the two top teams in the Western Division, Wareham and Hyannis, both with 45 points apiece. And it would be huge to get that home field, as you mentioned, throughout and not just in the East.
What would you look at that? Little sun starting to creep its way in through the clouds here in the bottom of the fourth. 1-2 count here on Eichhoff. 2 outs. The pitch, curveball, bounding grounder, foul over by the YD dugout. Took all day to finally get some sun. One game called due to a little bit of rain that at Lowell Park in Kituitt. Ball and 2 strikes on the 4-man Eichhoff. Off of second is Lipsius. He doubled with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the fourth, the pitch from Taransky. Fastball, good 6 inches off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Wind has died down. Lights are on, and it's turning into a pretty nice evening. Saturday night in Harwich. Lefty on lefty battle. 5-0 ball game. Mitch Taransky in his first inning deals. Fastball that's hit high down the left field line. Caught and ranging right over in foul territory and snags it to retire the side. For the first inning, the Mariners don't get on the scoreboard. 5-0 as we go to the visiting half of the 5th inning. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. On to the 5th at White House. 5-0 lead for Harwich over the Red Sox. Nothing doing from this YD lineup so far. It's the bottom of the order. Koss, Dyer, and Waddell to plate in the top of the 5th against Danny Poitamani. Pitching into the 5th inning. He's been nothing short of spectacular. Winds died down. Rain is gone. Sunlight starting to peek through here in Harwich, Massachusetts. Just a great field, great atmosphere. Lots of trees out in center field. Tall, almost like something like a eucalyptus tree. Good 100 feet out in the sky. I've seen a few homers get out there this summer. Well, here's the first pitch to Koss. He'll take it high for ball 1, a curveball that stays up.
Well, Dana, I'm glad you keep up to date on your types of trees, knowing what they look like. Because I couldn't have told you what kind of trees those were.
Just very tall, lots of branches up north. The 1-0 misses away, 2-0. I guess they're probably not. I don't know what kind of trees you have out here on Cape Cod. That's the first word that came to my mind, at least.
Tell you back home in Washington, lots of pine trees, lots of those.
2-0 delivery to Koss. Swings at it and fouls it off the catcher's helmet in Driscoll. He's shaken up a bit. 2 balls and a strike. Yeah, there's a lot of pine trees out here in New England. And out west, you guys have like the big redwoods too, right?
Yeah. Well, more down in California. Up in Washington, a lot of thick, leafy trees. I couldn't tell you what the names of those are. Arizona, lots of palm trees and lots of sand.
Yeah, up in Syracuse, there's not really much growth up there. It's just a lot of snow, not much nature up in central New York. But in Cape Cod, a lot of different stuff going on, and a great little ballpark here in Harwich that's situated right in the middle of the forest. No outs in the fifth, no one on base. Koss with a 2-1 count. Portamani from the windup deals a fastball outside. 3 balls and a strike on Christian, the UC Irvine Anteater, playing in his second summer for the Red Sox. It's Dyer on deck. 3-1 pitch to Koss. He swings at it and pops it up high, up and out of play. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Christian, one of those 9 All-Stars for the Red Sox that got to play right here at Wright House Field last Sunday. Christian picked up an RBI as well. Helped score one of the 3 Eastern Division runs. Here's the payoff pitch to Koss. Fastball outside, ball 4. Christian Koss works a leadoff walk in the 5th inning. That's how it all begins, and Matt Dyer will dig in.
Yeah, just a good at-bat from Koss, fouling a couple pitches back, and that pitch just a fastball that missed off the plate by not too much, but a good take. And Whitey, for the first time today, has the leadoff runner on. We'll see what they can do with it.
So it took until the middle of the 4th inning for Portamani to record his first strikeout. Now the top of the 5th to record his first walk. Runner on, Dyer shows bunt on the first offering, pulls it back as that fastball whistled high and away. Ball 1 to Dyer. Made good contact there in that second inning. Flew out to Eichhoff in left field. Towering shot. Just couldn't find the right spot. Lefty on righty matchup in the top of the 5th. The pitch. Fastball runs inside. 2-0 count on Dyer. 224 hitter. No homers, 5 runs batted in. This plate appearance 50 of the summer for the Arizona transfer. Portamani sets, fires. Dyer drills this one out into right center field. Ranging is Stanton. He's got it. Back-to-back loud outs for the Red Sox catcher, and there's 1 away in the 5th. Luke Waddell, the bottom of the order, to bat for the second time today. 0 for 1 with a ground out over to first base. That was that great play that Lipsius made in tandem with Portamani to beat Waddell down the line. Now batting in the top of the 5th, the ball game that Red Sox haven't had a lot going on. Just the 2 hits, 4 base runners. First pitch to Waddell. Called strike on the curveball that breaks away from the lefty batter. Nabs that outside corner, strike 1. Luke, the Georgia Tech product, digs back in from the left side. Costs the lead off of first base with 1 out. The pitch. Fastball outside. In and out of the glove of Driscoll for a second. Got quick up out of the crouch as if he was going to trigger. Throw down to first, but Christian was already back in the bag. Dana Gray and TJ Mathewson with you right behind home plate at White House Field. Really nice Saturday evening in Harwich. 1-1. Hanging curve. Stays inside. 2 balls and a strike. TJ, I don't know about you, but this has the feel of one of those ball games that if the Red Sox could just get a run at some point, might kind of all to fall into place.
Yeah, kind of like the game yesterday, that Chatham pitching staff and Justin Bergner.
2-1, cut on and hit foul, 2-2 count.
I had Whitey just stalled the first 6 innings, and then as soon as Chatham dipped into that bullpen, bam, Whitey jumps on him for 4 runs and ends up snagging a point out of that ball game. And for Chatham, that was kind of heartbreaking to lose a point away to the team you're already trailing by 10.
Rounding out the regular season with the Anglers. 2-2, foul tipped right back into the mitt of Driscoll. Strikeout number 3 for Portamani. He gets Waddell to fan, and there's 2 outs now in the top of the 5th. And I don't think it was a coincidence, TJ, that superfan Brady, the time he got on the broadcast, what was that, the 6th inning, I believe?
You started in the bottom of the 6th.
Started in the bottom of the 6th, went into the 7th inning. It's no coincidence that the Red Sox bats heated right up when Brady got back down to them in the bottom of the 7th.
You sent him down there to kind of light a fire under the team, get them going.
I don't want to take credit for the offensive explosion, but
we'll credit Brady.
It was a bit of tandem work between us. Beasley at the plate, takes ball 1. Koss off with the pitch. He'll swipe second. Driscoll dropped the baseball, so another runner at scoring position for the Red Sox. It's Christian Koss. First time that's happened since the first inning when Dashbach reached the middle bag, but it comes with 2 outs in the 5th inning. Yeah, I said he was walking out the door. Hey, go tell them, light a fire. Get some runs out there. Trailing 4-0. Next thing you know, 4-run 7th inning. The Red Sox stole a point from Chatham. Lefty on righty matchup, Beasley at the plate, 1-0. Hit foul up out of play, a ball and a strike.
It's just so cool to have Brady
he
cheering
was
on this
just
team
fantastic.
and on the broadcast, dude. It's fantastic. He gets to go out and hand the lineup card with a pick.
Yeah.
Almost every home game. What's the record now? 12-3-1 with him.
12-3-1. His first tie at Red Wilson. Runner on second, 2 outs. Pitch to Beasley. Swings at it and just a little nubber down the first base line. Beasley charging, and it finally trickles foul. Poitamani was going to let that one go foul or let Beasley take first, and luckily enough for the lefty pitcher, it trickled that way, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to remain. TJ, done a few interviews, lucky enough over my time, and I don't know, that might have been one of the more exciting ones to do, just with Brady. He's got such a love for the game of baseball, only 7 years old. So I think if you just talk to him over the phone, or you wouldn't be able to tell if he was 14, 15, incredibly well-spoken, loves the game of baseball, loves the YD Red Sox, loves the Boston Red Sox. And any description like that is someone I'm a fan of. Really, really great kid. Runner on second, it's Koss. 2 outs in the 5th. 1-2 count on Beasley. Pitch from Poitamani. Curveball lifted out into right field. This should be caught. Norman will range and grab it to retire the side. On to the bottom of the 5th we go. 5-0 lead for Harwich remains. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Bottom half of the 5th inning here from White House Field. 5-0, the hometown Harwich Mariners leading over the YD Red Sox. TJ Matthews and Dana Gray here with you on a rainy, cloudy July 28th evening here on Cape Cod. It will be 4, 5, 6, and 7 due up in the Mariners lineup, and it'll start with the catcher Logan Driscoll. Had an RBI single in the 1st inning and a fly out to Quinn Cotton in left to start off the 3rd inning. So he'll dig in against Mitch Turansky out for his 2nd inning of work. The lefty kicks the first pitch, swing, and a pop fly out to foul territory. Chasing is Quintana and Dyer on the 3rd base side. It's Quintana right in front of the rail in front of the Mariners dugout. He's there. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Here in the 5th inning, that one just kept drifting and drifting near that dugout. Quintana, a hard charge over from his position at 3rd base, right in front of that rail, protecting the Mariners dugout, stops and made the catch over his head for the 1st out. So now that'll bring up Ben Norman, the right fielder, is 1 for 2 today, a single and a run score, and that came in the 3rd inning. And Mitch Turansky, who came in relief of Carl Kaufman, lasted only 3 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. First pitch, swinging, a liner up the middle. It scoots into center field for a base hit. Hit number 2 on the day for Ben Norman, 2 for the 3 day for the Iowa Hawkeye as he stands over at first base. And now Danny Casals will come to the plate. Reached both times. First time on an error, came home to score to start the 2nd inning, the 1 unearned run for Carl Kaufman, and then also singled in the 3rd inning. That past fourth inning, when Turansky came in to start, where he recorded a pair of strikeouts, worked around a 2-out double. The only inning the Mariners haven't scored in so far. It's 5-0 the home team as Turansky winds. First pitch curveball, catches the outside corner for strike one. Called a strike from J.B. Torres behind the plate. So with an out, Norman over at first base has 4 steals to his name on the season. Turansky, the lefty, winds the 0-1. That cat misses off the outside corner, evens up the count at 1-1. Sky darkening with the sun coming out just a little bit before it dips out beyond the horizon out west. Started very cloudy, rainy day as the wind, the 1-1 swing and a liner fouled on the first base side. And the count now 1-2.
We really have been pushed though, right? With good weather.
Yeah.
We've been blessed.
I feel like we've been very blessed with some good weather a lot. Only really a couple of games which have kind of been nagging with rainouts. There was that Bourne game. Got rescheduled a couple different times. A game with these Harwich Mariners also rescheduled as the 1-2 swung on and missed. That's strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for Mitch Turansky. He gets Casal swinging for the first time today. So 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. That'll bring up Will Matheson, the designated hitter. But yeah, I feel like for the most part, it's been sunny and perfect weather for all of these games. Maybe a little bit humid for my liking, me being from the Pacific Northwest. Yeah. Not quite as much humidity up there. Not quite used to it. But for the most part, weather's been good. First pitch to Matheson, bounces in the dirt and misses outside for ball 1.
Well, let me tell you, my friend, it can get a lot worse than what we have on Cape Cod, especially with the water right on you. You pretty much can only go 15 or 20 miles without being close to the shore. That certainly helps.
I can tell you the game where we really felt it as Turansky kicks in the 1-0. Curveball misses inside for a ball. That July 1st game at Wareham, the most inland team. Wareham, the only team off of the Cape. Temperature around batting practice, over 90 degrees, humidity up there too. It was sweltering. 2-0, swung on and missed from Matheson, chased after a fastball off the plate. It's 2-1, but I just remember that first 4-5 innings of that game, the sun just beating down on you, and it was sweltering. And the humidity too, just awful. But for the most part, out here on the Cape near the water, it's been pretty picture perfect. Here's the kick to 2-1. That pitch catches the knees. 2-2 the count on Matheson, who's now got to protect with 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th, 5-0. Mariners lead over the Red Sox. Turansky stares in at Matt Dyer doing the catching. Norman leads off of first. Lefty winds the 2-2 check swing. They appeal down to first base. They say he did not go. The runner Norman from first takes off with the ball getting away from Matt Dyer, and he advances down to second base. And the count will run full.
Well, I remember that Wareham game, TJ, very well. Luckily enough, I believe that was you and Brendan on the call.
Yeah,
correct?
You got to sit in the stands with that one.
Oh, but it was just sweltering, my goodness. It just kept coming down. Only good thing was the Red Sox came away with a win.
Yeah, that was, at the time, first place versus first place, and the Red Sox coming out on top. Turansky peeks back at second, the 3-2. Misses low, gets away from Matt Dyer. He stares Norman not going anywhere. Matheson will jog down to first and take his bag. 2 on, 2 out for John Stanton. Will come to the plate with 2 outs. He is 0 for 1 today. A strikeout looking against Kaufman to end the 3rd inning. Also walked, came around to score in the 2nd. Out of Southern New Hampshire, steps in. So now Norman still off of second. Now Matheson over at first. Turansky set right at the chest level. The lefty kicks the first pitch. That misses off the plate inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Nick Quintana hugging the line over at third base. And Dashbach playing behind Matheson at first. Teammate versus Stanford, and Stanford over there at first base. The wind, the 1-0, swing and a little dribbler down the third base line, drifts just foul. and the count evens at 1-1. You think that Dash might sneak up behind him and talk a few words of trash talk behind him as he's on the base paths.
It's a cool dynamic to have. Foes during the summer. Once when you get back to school, you can joke about it and see who got the better of each other in contests like these.
Now for these two, Matheson, also a pitcher for this Harwich Mariners squad. It would be even more fun to see Matheson on the mound, Dash at the plate. As time is called, Stanton steps out of the box. 1-1 the count on him, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. We've seen that a lot this summer for a guy that started on the mound, Carl Kaufman. A big time with that as the 1-1 swing and a liner off of Turansky. He'll field it behind the mound, throws it on over to first. That will be in time for out number 3, and that gets Turansky out of trouble here in the 5th inning as he works around a 1-out base hit and a 2-out walk to get out of trouble. We head to the 6th inning here from White House Field. 5-0 Mariners lead over the Red Sox. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 6th inning from White House Field, 5-0. The hometown Mariners lead over the Red Sox. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 as Whitey looks to start cutting into this 5-0 Mariners lead. And it's been big part to this guy, Danny Podomani, being able to hold down this top offense in the Cape. And the Red Sox, he's gotten through 5 scoreless innings on just 2 base hits allowed. They'll start off with the outfielder from Oregon, Johnny DeLuca. First pitch swing, rips that one out to deep left field. Back on it is Nate Eichhoff. He's there right in front of the track, and back on his horse. He'll make the catch for out number 1 here in the 6th. Allowed first out, but it is recorded. That will bring up Dashbach.
Well, the Red Sox, while they haven't had the base runners yet today, and obviously the only 2 hits, they have had quite a few loud cracks to the bat and just haven't found that right spot in the outfield gaps. I mean, of course, one way you look at it, you say it's good defense, good alignment, good studying. You know where the guy's going to hit it. Another way to look at it is just the Red Sox have been a bit unlucky so far.
Dashbach had one of those outs his last time up, jumped over a first pitch from Podomani back in the 3rd inning and ripped it out to deep left field. But Eichhoff, just like in the previous at-bat, able to make a nice catch as the first pitch runs inside and hits Dashbach again. That's his 2nd hit by pitch of the game, and Dana, number 12 on the season.
Number 12. Oh my God. It's turning into one of the more fun statistics to keep track of. We were talking with Andrew's dad, who's out here visiting for, about a month, and was just asking about it. And he's just kind of a magnet, as you said. He just attracts the baseballs. I mean, 12 in any collegiate season is a lot. 12 in a summer league, that's crazy.
Yeah, and Dashbach, a guy, is not really crowning the plate any more than the next guy. It just the balls seem to come inside us. Here's Zubia, first pitch. That misses off the plate. Actually, that looks like it'll catch the strike zone on the outside corner for strike 1, a fastball from Podomani, but it doesn't seem like there's anything Dash can do. The ball's just finding him. But for Whitey, that's a base runner with 1 out as the 0-1 to Zubia misses upstairs. That'll even up the count at 1-1. Zubia 1 for 2 today. A ground out in the 4th inning, a single back in the 1st. big righty out of University of Texas. As the kick and the 1-1, that catches the strike zone on the inside corner, and Zubia now behind 1-2. Guy that was originally committed to Tulane, but ended up transferring to Texas, was also a pitcher going into college, but is now a pretty good hitter. Batting cleanup for the Red Sox today, the 1-2. Off-speed pitch, tails inside and misses. Evens up the count at 2-2. Guy got to play in the Northwoods League last year and set a Northwoods League record with 22 home runs and 41 extra base hits. Out here playing on the Cape. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a chopper foul. Down the third base side. Count stays even. So one of the funnier guys on the team, especially spending time with him on the bus ride back from Hartford. Just really just a comedian. He's a great guy. He steps in 2-2 the count. Here's the one in the offering. Fastball. No, misses the outside corner. Like JB Torres rose up, might have thought about it for a second, but leaves the hands at his sides. The count's now full.
Well, as cool as it is to be right behind home plate, we're kind of blocked a bit. We got the ump and the catcher blocking that view.
Otamani sets in the stretch, the 3-2. That misses off the plate away. Ball 4. Back-to-back base runners for the Red Sox. The hit by pitch to Dashbach, and then Zach Zubia working that count and drawing a walk on a couple of really close pitches off the plate. So now it'll be first and second for the left fielder, Quinn Cotton. 0 for 2 today, a fly out and a strikeout to his name. He also, in the first inning, we're talking about hard outs, scorched a ball out to deep center field. But as Mariners going to have a meeting on the mound, pitching coach for the Mariners out on the rubber. But a fly ball that was touched out to center field. It's just run down big dimensions here at White House. 330 down the lines and 400 to dead center field. Much bigger dimensions than back at home at Red Wilson.
And it just kind of seems like Cotton is due a bit. You know, he's been struggling, if you can even call it that, at the plate. And since after he had that just torrid month of June where he was just hitting everything, slapping singles left and right, he has cooled off a bit. Even in the All-Star game, struggling, just kind of seems like he's due to hit a gapper or something like that. As you mentioned, he's got the loud outs. Now let's see if he can play something and really give the Red Sox a boost here in a spot of this game where they got to stop stranding base runners because they're just not getting too many of them.
Then a guy that's been really great at driving in runs. He's got 20 on the summer, amongst the top behind Nick Quintana and Andrew Dashbach in runs driven in. So the righty will dig in against Potamani, still out on the bump for the Mariners. He peeks back at second. The first pitch to Cotton, a swing and a foul. Pop fly straight back. It drifts out of play. Potamani out of Stevens Institute of Technology, the Empire 8 D3 product. And Stevens actually in the same conference promised one of our beat writers, Alex Rosen, actually goes to Elmira College, a D3 athlete himself.
This is a sellout move, TJ.
As the wind and the 0-1 swing and a pop fly, it drifts out of play again, 0-2.
What did Alex slip you before the broadcast to plug this?
Nothing. I just think it's a cool fact to know that we have a D3 basketball player here writing about the Cape. And then how about this pitcher out of Stevens Tech gets to go out on the mound for the Mariners. And, of course, Alex will be happy I gave him another shout-out on the broadcast. Potamani looks back. Ahead 0-2 to Cotton. Here's the wind and the 0-2 from the lefty. Fastball drifts outside. 1-2 now on Quinn.
You know, he plays Division III basketball. I play intramural hockey. Isn't that something to brag about?
I guess you could say ice or field hockey, Dana.
Ice. You could see. I guess I could pull off the skirt. Maybe I could rock it.
And the wind, the 1-2 from Potamani. Swing, a little pop fly out, shallow right field. In comes Norman. Out goes the second baseman, Casals. He's there. He'll make the catch. He'll throw it in to the catcher in Logan Driscoll, as that was a pretty play running behind that first base bag down the foul line out into the outfield grass. covered a lot of ground, but was able to make the catch.
Well, that was just a phenomenal base running play as well, even though you don't get to see the result of it by Zach Zubia. He got about halfway down the first base line because everybody left the first base bag. I think Casals was trying to throw it to first to double up Zubia, but, well, no one was home. That ball just trickled all the way in.
So now Nick Quintana is going to get a big spot here in the 6th inning. 2 outs. Red Sox trailing by 5. And a prime scoring opportunity for a team that has left some base runners on here today against Potomani. The wind, the first pitch, swing, a little looper into left field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Getting the wave on his Dashbach. He rounds third. He'll come home to score. And that's an RBI single for Nick Quintana. RBI number 22 on the summer. As Whitey is on the scoreboard here in the 6th, it's 5-1 in favor of Harwich.
Well, part of how Quintana has heated up this summer has been that he hasn't tried to hit a home run with every single swing. And it's exactly what he did right there. Didn't do a whole lot, just fisted it over the shortstop, Tanner Morris. And Eichhoff was playing Quintana pretty deep, which you kind of have to do with his power, and not enough time to get it in.
So now Christian Koss, a chance to keep the inning going. A run in for YD thanks to Nick Quintana. It's the shortstop at UC Irvine steps in. 2 on, 2 out. Top of the 6th inning. His time is called by Koss. He'll step out, readjust his batting gloves. Now steps back in. So now Zubia off of second. Quintana off of first. Against Potomani, allowed his first run of the game here in the 6th. First pitch curveball drifts inside and misses for ball 1.
But it all starts with the base runners. Dashbach getting hit by that pitch, working a count. Zubia, the great discipline, just getting guys on base.
Potomani gets the sign he wants from Driscoll behind the plate. Setting up outside. Here's the 1-0. Swing a bunt. Laid down the third base sign. A thing of beauty. No throw over to first base. Everyone advances a bag. Christian able to see that. The third baseman, Aaron Shunk, playing way back, turns around, drops down a beauty of a bunt, and he's on at first now with 2 outs. Bases loaded for a pinch hitter, Vito Fricia.
Well, that was just fantastic from Christian Koss, and you only get one chance at it, right? You can only have the element of surprise once, and Koss made sure to get it down the line, and with great speed and Shunk not expecting it, there was no hope to get Christian chugging down the first base line, and now it looks like Potomani, well, his evening might be done.
So after 5 2/3 for Potomani, it looks like this will be the end of the night for him as he exits with the bases loaded. 2 outs, top of the 6th inning. New arm on the bump for the Mariners as they lead the Red Sox 5-1. We will come back on the other side of this pitching break. You're listening to Whitey Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. New pitcher on the bump for the Mariners. It will be Matt Cronin out of UMass Dartmouth. 2 games, 2 innings thrown this summer, has not allowed a run. He has struck out 1 and walked 3, and he's going to get to face a new hitter instead of Matt Dyer, who ended his night 0 for 2. It's going to be Vito Freesia, 320 average so far this summer, 25 at-bats, 2 different stints with the Red Sox. Was away for a couple weeks when Patrick Bailey was activated, but with Bailey suffering an injury, Vito back here with the Red Sox, and a big chance for him. Bases juiced, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Red Sox trailing by 4. Cronin, the righty out of UMass, sets first pitch, curveball, that misses inside to Freesia for ball 1.
It was a great start for Pointemani, going 5 2/3, just the 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts. All 3 runners, though, of course, on his tab.
Here's the wind and the 1-0. That misses inside. Freesia ahead 2-0. And coming cold off the bench, it's always good to get yourself into a hitter's count. And especially with the bases loaded. This big righty out of Hofstra steps in, wiggles that bat up over his head. Cronin will step off, go through the signs again with Driscoll behind the plate. Vito yet to go yard for the first time this summer. It's the wind and the 2-0 swing and a foul. It drifts up and gets out of play out beyond the first base side of home plate. It's 2-1. And you just watch this guy take batting practice. It's impressive to watch. He's yet to run into one this summer. So he's going to get a prime opportunity here. Bases loaded. 2 outs, top of the 6th inning. Cronin stares in, gets the sign. He wants now Freesia, steps out. Taps the bat on home plate and digs in. Zuby off of 3rd, Quintana off of 2nd, Goss off of 1st. And now Driscoll out to have a conversation with Cronin going over the signs.
Yeah, probably there's a decent chance this is the first time that these two have worked together as battery mates, and you want to make sure that you've got all the right signs in order, especially in a big spot. I mean, we were talking about it a little while ago. We said, just kind of had a feeling if the Red Sox could get 1, you get base runner, keep passing the baton along, this lead could slim. Vito's got a great spot, though, and you're right. He hasn't gotten one out of here. He surely seems due the swings that he's been putting on baseballs before he left.
Yeah, this is one of the bigger ballparks in the Cape, but Vito gets a hold of one. It goes long. It goes a long way. So the righty digs in. Cronin out of the meeting, gets his sign, the 2-1. Fastball misses inside. 3-1. The count on Freesia, and Cronin now a ball away from walking in. Run number 2 for the Red Sox. Noah Campbell, another pinch hitter, stands on deck, would bat for Luke Waddell. Here's the wind, the 3-1 swing, and a foul straight back from Freesia. And the count has run full.
Oh, that was a big cut from the big boy. I don't think he was expecting off speed. He was just a little bit out in front of that. Thought he was getting fastball. Be interesting to see what he gets 3-2.
Big spot for Cronin. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Here's the wind, the 3-2, misses inside for ball 4. Freesia tosses the bat aside. He'll jog down to first. Coming home to score is Zach Zubia, as Freesia, a big at-bat here in the 6th. Another run comes across for YD. It's now 5-2. The lead has been cut.
Well, the easiest way to pick up an RBI, and Freesia does just that. Another good opportunity for Campbell, who probably wasn't in the lineup, at least to start things out just with the lefty Pointemani going. Now that he gets to face Cronin, Red Sox, great chance to get right back in this ball game.
Has been really good this summer, batting from the left side, and he's going to get to do that, in a big situation. Still 2 outs, bases loaded. Whitey trailing by 3. Wind first pitch. There's a drive. That's deep to right. Back goes Norman. He looks up. That one's out of here. Grand slam. Noah Campbell, and Whitey, just like that, takes the lead here in the 6th with 6 runs. Oh, my.
Big spot for Noah. First pitch, turns on it, just puts it out of here. This Red Sox team is something special. They've shown it all year. They don't quit. They even waited a little less today to crawl back into it in a big way, too.
That's the first grand slam on the season for the Red Sox, and that's homer number 5 for Noah Campbell to tie him with Nick Quintana and Andrew Dashbach for the lead. How about this Whitey offense? Looking lifeless heading into the 6th inning, and then just like that, 6 runs come across and a 6-3 lead. Here's the wind, the first pitch to Brad Beasley. Lineup turns over, and that catches the outside corner for a strike. Wow, the sound off the bat of that one. You knew it right away. Beasley behind 0-1. Wind the 0-1 dribbler out to shortstop. Morris Fields coming in. Throw on to first, not in time. Beasley, a good hustle down the first baseline, able to beat out that routine play. And the lineup will continue now. Batter number 10 of the inning coming to the plate in Johnny DeLuca.
That was just a tough play for Morris, and the throw that he had over to first just didn't have a lot of oomph on it. Beasley digging all the way continues this inning.
So now DeLuca is going to get to flip around and bat from the left side. So with that grand slam, that'll close the line on Potamani. Now 4 runs, all of them earned, coming into his name, and 2 coming here against Cronin. As here's the one, the first pitch to Johnny. Curveball catches the outside corner for strike 1. And those 4 runs, not representative of how well Potamani pitched tonight. He was excellent. So now Beasley off of first. Wind 0-1. Swing and a liner that loops foul and out of play. And the count quickly 0-2.
You almost feel for the lefty Potamani a bit. I mean, 5 just perfect innings. Didn't do a whole lot. Just continued to set the side down. And all it took was just a couple of base runners. Red Sox to just smell the blood. You could tell the offense was heating up.
Here's the wind, the 0-2. Runner goes from first. Beasley misses outside for a ball. Throw down to second, and it's in time to get Beasley. So good throw from Driscoll. Nabs Beasley on the base paths. That will be out number 3 for YD here in the 6th inning, not before a huge hit off the bat of Noah Campbell. A grand slam puts YD in front 6-5 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here from White House Field. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the lineup for the Mariners as Mitch Turansky is out for inning number 3 on the evening. And for the first time, he will throw a pitch with the lead. Windy 6 runs in the top of the 6th inning to take the lead here at White House. Starting off, it'll be the shortstop, Tanner Morris, batting for the 4th time today. Wind first pitch from Turansky. Curveball breaks off at So Mitch Taransky's night is done here from White House Field. 2 1/3 innings out of the bullpen in relief of Karl Kauffmann. 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. And he'll give way to an all-star out of the bullpen for the Red Sox, the righty out of UC Irvine, Trent Denholm.
Well, he's just made 8 appearances for the Red Sox, but all of them have been spectacular. The ERA, still 3 goose eggs. 2 victories, no losses, and pitched right here at White House Field, as you mentioned, a full inning of scoreless baseball. He's also pitched against the Mariners a couple of times before, and you guessed it, he's been perfect.
Nothing short of spectacular from the righty who comes out of the bullpen to face the 2-hitter in the Mariners lineup. That's the 3rd baseman, Aaron Schunk. Now Whitey is going to have to nurse that 1-run lead to the 6th spot in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch to Schunk. A cut and a miss. Threw a fastball on the outside corner. It's 0-1. His stuff has just been nothing short of electric here on the Cape. 28 strikeouts to just 6 walks. The righty kicks the 0-1. Bounces in there and misses. Evens up the count at 1-1.
It's interesting. He's not the most terrifying figure out in the bump. Just 5'11", 180, but he zips it in there. It's kind of surprising.
Fastball sits in the high 80s to low 90s. The wind and the 1-1. Swing and a foul straight back. And the count now 1-2. And a guy that wasn't a big strikeout guy in UC Irvine this fall. Over 70 innings, just 48 strikeouts. But has been really good in that department up here on the Cape. 1-2 the count on the 2-man Aaron Schunk. 1 out, bottom of the 6th, 6-5. Red Sox lead over the Mariners. The wind, the 1-2, bounces in there, blocked by Vito Freesia, now in behind the plate, misses outside. On the count now 2-2. Andre Lipsius, the first baseman, stands on deck. Denholm looks in, out of the windup. The righty fires home the 2-2. Curveball swung on, looped into left center. That drops in there for a base hit. Cotton comes in to corral that from his spot out in straightaway left field. And with 1 out, Aaron Schunk checks in with a little dunk shot of a single against Trent Denholm. First batter he faces reaches. That'll bring up the 3-man Lipsius.
It's about the 3rd time that's happened today that a Mariners batter has just went down and made sure they got a piece of a pitch that was low in the strike zone. Just enough power to get it over the head of Koss. There's just not much you could do more as a fielder or as Denholm there. It's a good pitch.
Just kind of threw the bat head out at it, and ball got up in the air and just found a nice spot of outfield grass out beyond the shortstop position. So now here's Lipsius for the 4th time today. First pitch swinging. He'll foul it out down the 3rd base side, drifts out of play. Lipsius, a walk in the 1st inning, ground out in the 2nd, and a double in the 4th inning. That coming against Karl Kauffmann and Mitch Taransky. Faces the righty Denholm for the first time. Schunk leads off of first. Wind, the 0-1. Curveball bounces in there, misses outside. And the count evens at 1. Whitey, 6 runs on 6 hits and error. And for Harwich, 5 runs on 7 hits and no errors. So we work here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Denholm looks in, winds the 1-1 swing, and another foul straight back. That one clears the fence and almost drills a couple of fans standing out in front of the Harwich Mariners merchandise table. Kind of the booth situated off right behind home plate. And the count now 1-2. Denholm stares in at Freesia, giving the signs. The runner Schunk takes the lead off of first. Long look in from Denholm. Now finally gets the sign he wants. Righty still waiting. Now here's the 1-2. Swinging another foul straight back. And that one, again, will get out of play.
And that's so funny. One of the little kids, I overheard him saying, how much are you going to sell that for? Some guy had gotten the souvenir. And then the next crack of the bat, they're all off for the next foul ball.
It's just all of these Cape ballparks. Every time there's a foul ball anywhere out of play, you see just a swarm of kids going to get them. Here's the 1-2. Swing and another foul out of play.
And there
another
they go.
Chance for the kids. Just they swarm to it. It's like a pack of bees. And the count now 1-2.
Well, they say keep your friends close and your enemies closer, and they all kind of just huddle together, walk around the park.
And maybe to get a push off
yeah.
going the right way. Here's the 1-2 from Denholm. Curveball dips low below the strike zone. It's 2-2. I can't say I was ever much of a guy to go full-out sprint for foul balls. Of course, never got to have such space like much of these Cape League ballparks did. Much smaller parks back at home in Seattle. Denholm set on the bump, the wind, the 2-2, swing and a liner up the middle, drifts over Koss, and dunks into left center for a base hit. Rounding second and holding there is Shunk. DeLuca gets the ball in. Checking in at first base is Andre Lips. He has back-to-back singles off of Trent Denholm. Neither hard hit, but they get the job done. 2 on, 1 out for the four-man Nate Eichhoff.
Well, it's just kind of the same thing that Shunk was able to do. Nothing crazy, not a powerful hit in any sort of matter. Just placed it well, found the soft spot out in shallow center field, and now the Mariners looking to respond very quickly after YD took the lead.
So now the lefty Eichhoff digs in, hitting just .221 entering play today. 0 for 5. Yes, yesterday for the Harwich Mariners. Came around to score a run. Denholm peeks back at Shunk now at second. The righty fires home the first pitch, swinging, dribbles it up the middle, fields it by Koss, steps on the bag at second, throws on over to first. That's in time for out number 2. A huge double play turn by the YD defense gets them out of trouble here in the bottom of the 6th inning and preserves that lead for the Red Sox. We head to the top of the 7th inning. It's 6-5 Red Sox over the Mariners. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Six-5 Red Sox lead over the Mariners here at White House Field as we head to the top of the 7th inning. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 due up for YD, starting with Johnny DeLuca, who stepped to the plate in that 6th inning, but watched Brad Beasley get caught second. So now he's going to get a new chance against Matt Cronin. Righty came in, gave up 2 of the 6 YD runs. As the righty winds, fires home the first pitch. It misses off the plate. Came in relief of the starter, Danny Podamani. Ended up recording 5 2/3, 4 hits, 4 runs. The wind, the 1-0 swung on, lifted, shallow left field. Going out is the shortstop. Morris drifts back behind the third base bag. He's there. He'll make the catch for out number 1 on DeLuca. A quick F6 in your scorebooks, and that will now bring up Andrew Dashbach. Last time up, reached on a hit by pitch, came around to score the first of 6 runs for YD in that 6th inning. His second hit by pitch today leads the league with now 12 in that category. As the righty from Stanford steps in to face Cronin for the first time. Stood at. He steps in. Cronin kicks the first pitch to Dash. Catches the strike zone right at the knees. 0-1 the count on the first baseman for the Red Sox. He's hit a ball hard today. Scorched one back in the third inning, unable to pick up a base hit. Nice play from Nate Eichhoff out in left field. Cronin kicks the 0-1. Swing and a foul straight back. Rattles off the fence surrounding the home plate area. Protecting the bleachers in the press box. They count now 0-2 on the Stanford Cardinal. His teammates with Will Matheson, DH for the Harwich Mariners today. Dash steps in behind 0-2. Cronin gets the sign he wants from Driscoll behind the plate. Kicks 0-2. Swing and another foul straight back. Dash staying alive. So the ball boy for the Red Sox will go snag that one in the home plate first base corner where the fence connects. Two sections of fence connect. Zach Zubia stands on deck, the cleanup hitter for the Red Sox. Cronin kicks the 0-2 swing and a drive out to center field. Coming in, pardon, is Stanton. He can't make the play. It drops in for a base hit. Must have gotten that one off the end of the bat and just kept falling right in front of Stanton, who could not make the catch, playing deep in center field. So a one-out base hit for Andrew Dashbach, and that will bring up Zach Zubia. Reached on a walk in the sixth, the singled in the first, grounded out in the fourth. 1 for 2 day for him. Scored the second of 6 runs in that sixth inning, as him and Dash both reached with 1 out in that sixth inning. As the righty out of Texas steps in. Cronin now works with Dashbach off of first base, and out here in the seventh. 6-5 Red Sox lead. First pitch, curveball, catches the outside corner for a strike. First 5 runs of the game put up by the Mariners. 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. 5 against Carl Kaufman. Exited after 3 frames as the wind, the 0-1, swung on and missed by Zubia right over the top of another off-speed pitch from Cronin, and the count quickly 0-2. And then goose eggs for the next 2 innings from both squads. And then just like that, Potomani gets taken out of the game, and Whitey jumps all over Matt Cronin. Drives in 6 runs. Here's the wind, the 0-2. Bounces in there, misses low below the knees. Blocked by Driscoll behind the plate. Dashbach not going anywhere, with Driscoll blocking that one, keeping it in front of him. And the count now 1-2. A new arm getting loose out in the Harwich bullpen. It's a lefty. Zubia behind 1-2, digs back in. Here's the offering. Curveball, dips low and misses outside. 2-2, the count on Zach. A guy that was great at controlling the strike zone this past spring at the University of Texas. Had a 41-game on-base streak in the midst of his 2018 spring with the Longhorns that saw them make the College World Series. Here's the 2-2 swing, a fly ball out to straightaway right. Back a step as Norman now comes in, settles under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 2 here in the 7th inning. Dash about a third of the way off of first base, has to retreat back to the bag, and there's 2 down. So now Quinn Cotton with 2 outs, chance to get a hit with a runner on. So far today, 0 for 3, a strikeout and a pair of flyouts. Righty out of Grand Canyon University and Antelope. Hit .390 this past season out in the desert in Phoenix, Arizona. Cronin set, first pitch to Cotton, a swing and a liner out to right field, backing up Norman, but he has a beat on it. He's there. He'll make the catch for out number 3. Quinn Cotton aggressively jumping over all over that first pitch, but unable to find outfield grass. Second ball, he's had some bad luck on today. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning and are stretching here from White House Field. It is 6-5 Red Sox lead over the Mariners. You're listening to Whitey Baseball. Bottom of the 7th inning here from White House Field. 6-5 Red Sox lead over the hometown Harwich Mariners. It will be the 5-man Logan Driscoll, the catcher for the Mariners today, set to lead it off. He's 1 for 3, an RBI single in the first inning, and a pair of flyouts to his name as well. Out facing Trent Denholm, came in relief of Mitch Turansky in that 6th inning, fires home a first pitch fastball and catches the inside corner for strike 1. TJ Mathewson, Dana Gray, here from White House Field in Harwich. Glad to have you with us for another evening of Red Sox baseball, this being game number 40 on the season. Man, has this flown by. Here's the 0-1, swing and a dribbler up the middle and scoots past everyone into center field, corralled by DeLuca, coming in from a center field spot to field that one. Second base hit of the day for Logan Driscoll. He scorched that one right back where it came from for a leadoff base hit for the Mariners here in the 7th inning, and that will bring up Ben Norman.
Just a little late getting down with the glove for Denholm. Looked like that ball might have even bounced right off the mound, picked up a little bit velocity, and neither of the middle infielders could get to it.
So now here's Ben Norman, the right fielder. Pair of singles for him today. 2 for 3 day. He's also come around to score a run. So now Driscoll leads off of first. Denholm right back in the stretch as time is called. My Freesia going to go over the signs again with Denholm. Some scores from around the Cape League. Chatham up 9-1 over Hyannis. Of course, just 1 point needed for the Red Sox to secure first place as the East, as the first pitch skied out into shallow left field. Out goes Koss from his shortstop position. He's able to make the catch, backtracking onto the outfield grass. Ben Norman swinging at that first pitch, just loops it out to a place where Koss is able to settle under it and make the catch for the first out. Wareham up 8-2 over the Firebirds, who came into tonight trailing, or only up 1 point on the Brewster Whitecaps for that 4th and final playoff spot in the East. Here's Danny Casals, the second baseman. So far today is 1 for 3. Single coming in the 3rd inning. First pitch curveball from Denholm, floats on the outside corner, catches the strike zone for strike 1. Bourne up 6-5 over Falmouth at Gov Fuller Field, bottom of the 8th inning. Bourne in desperate need of a win, as they're sitting in 5th place in the Western Division. Here's the wind and the 0-1 from Denholm. Curveball dips low. Bourne today 6 points out of a playoff spot with, I believe it would be 5 games to play. And a win against the Falmouth Commodores, who have catapulted themselves only 4 points out of first place in that Western Division. Here's the wind, the 1-1 swing. Little dribbler up the middle, fielded by Koss in front of second base. Throws it over to first. That'll be in time to get Casals. Advancing to second is Logan Driscoll. That ball coming just too shallow. Koss had to go in too far to get that one, to be able to step back and tag the second base pillow. So that'll be a fielder's choice, 6-3 for out number 2. That'll bring up the DH, Will Matheson.
And it's interesting when you look at this East and West division. They're so different the way they're spaced out. Top 2 teams in the West, each with 45 points, 3 and 4, each with 41. And there's just so much jockeying that it can occur in this last week or so. And with Orleans, just going back to that Whitecaps and Firebirds 4-5 spot, Orleans had played a game fewer. So after tonight with Brewster getting rained out, they'll have played evenly. And looks like if the way that's going to hold, it'll be Orleans up a point over Brewster going into a matchup tomorrow, their final one against each other. Boy, is that going to be a big game between those 2 East Division teams, basically playing for the chance to play YD.
And you mentioned the polar opposites of the East and West. First and last in the West, 10 points. First and second in the East, 10 points.
10 points.
Now, Rhett, just shows how good the Red Sox have been and just catapulted themselves way out in front of the East. Here's Matheson out to face Denholm, still out on the bump. Watches ball 1 drift outside and miss. Quick meeting on the mound. Looked like it was Dan Jaffe who went out to have a conversation with Denholm. Just a quick meeting between Freesia, Denholm, and Jaffe, but he jogs back to the base. 1-0 the count on Matheson. Big righty out of Stanford. Wind in the 1-0. Curveball doesn't miss by much. Just off the outside corner. Precia held it there for a second. It's 2-0. Matheson 0 for 1. A sac fly RBI and a walk, as well as a strikeout today. Is still hitless on the summer. 0 for his first 17. Denholm peeks back at second base, and Driscoll fires home the 2-0. Fastball misses off the plate away. 3-0 on Matheson. Lead just one for YD, 6-5 here in the bottom of the 7th. Matheson, of course, also a pitcher for these Mariners. Did both at Stanford as well. Denholm gets the sign he wants. Here's the 3-0. Fastball misses off the plate away. Ball 4. Matheson tosses his bat aside, jogs down to first base. And now the bases will be loaded with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Bid at bat for John Stanton, the local boy. He steps to the plate with 2 outs. Bases loaded. 2 on, 2 out here in the 7th inning. Facing Denholm, looks to work out of trouble. Here's the wind, the first pitch. Fastball tails inside and misses. 1-0 the count. It was Driscoll who started this inning with a single. Norman popped out to shortstop. Danny Casals grounded into a fielder's choice. And then Will Matheson reaching with a 2-out walk. Here's the wind, the 1-0 from Denholm. Swing, little dribbler out in front of the plate. Off the mound is Denholm. He fields. He'll throw to first. That'll be in time for out number 3. A big out there from Trent Denholm as he strands 2 runners with 2 outs here in the 7th inning and preserves the 1-run lead for the Red Sox as they lead 6-5 headed to the 8th inning. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 due up in the YD order. And here in the top of the 8th inning, starting with Nick Quintana. 1 for 3, an RBI single coming in the 6th inning for the Arizona Wildcat today. And still out on the bump for the Mariners, Matt Cronin. Out in his 3rd inning of work. Not his 3rd full inning, but his 3rd different frame of this ball game as he starts this 8th inning. The righty sets against Quintana. Wind first pitch. That'll catch the strike zone on the inside corner for strike 1. Still a lefty up and throwing. Joe La Sorsa at a lefty out of St. John's warming in the Harwich bullpen. Defense, infield and outfield playing Quintana straight up. And outfielders deep. Here's the wind, the 1-0 swing, liner out to left field. Coming in is the left fielder, Eichhoff, and that drops in for another base hit for Nick Quintana. Jumps all over that fastball right there and just a screaming line drive that was able to catch some gravity and hit the dirt before Eichhoff could get to it.
Well, Nick Quintana, when he's hot, and pretty much everything he hits is just pulled left side of the field. It's either going out of the fence or falling in for line drive base hits.
So now Koss reached on that nice bunt single he had back in the 6th inning, caught the defense sleeping. So now Aaron Schunk playing almost even with the bag over at third base. Should Koss try and do that again? Christian's got that in the defense's mind now. Wine first pitch swinging, a pop-up in foul territory, first base side, and it will drift foul and out of play. Just that time, it was 2 outs. 2 outs with just 2 on, and Christian seeing the defense playing back with 1 strike, just put the bat out there, laid down that perfect bunt, and just rolled up and caught Schunk sleeping at third base. That would load the bases and keep the inning rolling. Inning wide, he put up 6 in. As the 0-1 curveball misses high, evens up the count at 1-1. And a big walk from Vito Freesia to drive in that second run of the inning. And then Noah Campbell, the highlight, a grand slam, put YD in front. Cronin set on the bump. Here's the wind, the pinch bunt showed again. He gets it down right out in front of the home plate. Driscoll gets it, fires to second for 1, on to first. Not in time to get Koss coming down the line. So this time, Koss bunts it right out in front of home plate. Driscoll snags it immediately, cuts down Quintana at second base. A return throw to first, not quite in time. And there's 1 down.
And Roberto Mercado, the de facto third base coach today for the Red Sox, is not pleased with the call. Quintana is still hanging out there on the line. Not sure if he thought that Quintana was just safe right off the bat, or maybe something with the transfer. It was pretty bang-bang right at that middle bag, even closer over at first.
So Quintana, the meeting has ended between Mercado and the umpire. Quintana will head back to the dugout. And now Vito Freesia for the second time will step to the plate. Mentioned walk, drove in a run. His only time up, also came around to score. Wine first pitch from Cronin. Curveball dips into the strike zone for a strike, 0-1. On the big catcher out of Hofstra. Came in to replace Patrick Bailey on this Red Sox roster. Just a brief cup of coffee for Bailey before having to go home with an injury. Here's the wind, the 0-1 to Freesia. Off-speed pitch misses away. Evens up the count at 1-1. And it's really cool to have Vito back. All the guys love him. Now Koss leads off of first base with 1 out here in the 8th, pardon. 1-1, swing and a miss from Freesia. Comes up empty, chasing an off-speed pitch right there. And the count now 1-2.
You know, you lose an ACC Freshman of the Year catcher, you're starting to think for the worse. But when you've got someone waiting in the wings that already kind of knows the system, knows the ropes, sure doesn't look that bad.
1-2 the count on Freesia. Here's the wind, the 1-2 from Cronin. That misses high and outside. Evens up the count at 2-2. Yeah, but this was a YD offense that was still among the tops in the league when Bailey got there. He was also just settling in, starting to swing the bat real well from both sides. He was a fun guy to watch. Just hate having injuries to watch as the 2-2 drifts inside and plunks Freesia right in the rib cage. He will jog down to first base. It's a big hit by pitch right there. Worked ahead in the count, had 2 strikes on Freesia, and then loses him on the hit by pitch. So now Campbell will get to step to the plate with 2 outs, 1 out, a runner on here in the 8th inning. And he'll get to face Cronin again, the guy he took deep for the grand slam.
Definitely thinking in the back of your head if you're Cronin. So doesn't look like he'll actually get the chance to face him again. Steve Englert's not going to fight fire with fire.
Well, Steve Englert out of the third base dugout for the Mariners. He signals down to the bullpen. That will be it for Matt Cronin. It looks like it will be the lefty out of St. John's. Joe La Sorsa will come in to, as of right now, face Noah Campbell, but we will see on the other side of this break. You're listening to YD Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It will be the lefty out of St. John's. Joe LaSorsa will come in to face Noah Campbell, and out 2 runners on in the top of the 8th inning, as Campbell will now have to flip around and bat right-handed against the lefty from St. John's. A 3-2 record on the summer, a 6.15 ERA in 10 games, 19 innings pitched. He has struck out 20 and walked 8. So Campbell flips around and will bat right-handed. With the 2 runners on base, can actually now Christian Koss at second base, Vito Freesia over at first. Campbell digs that right foot into the dirt, plants it, now comes set in the righty batter's box. LaSorsa sets at the chest level. The first pitch from the lefty. Catch the outside corner. First strike, 1 on Campbell. LaSorsa coming off a season at St. John's, an ERA just over 2 in 26 games out of the bullpen, 51 and 2/3 innings thrown. He's ahead to Campbell, 0-1. Then out here in the 8th inning, Whitey on top of Harwich, 6-5. Here's the wind in the 0-1. That'll catch the outside edge. Quickly 0-2 on Noah Campbell.
Noah definitely, I think, likes to bat from the left side a little bit more. Definitely has had more success. We see him do it more, but shouldn't put down anything on his right-handed hitting. It's been solid as well.
LaSorsa gets his sign. The lefty kicks the 0-2 swing and a dribbler foul. And the count stays 0-2. I mean, you don't hit up in the 380s for no reason, especially if you can bat from both sides to have moderate success. Or at least your other side that's not your strong side. For Campbell, seems like the left side is the strong side. As he steps in again behind 0-2 to LaSorsa. 2 on and out here in the 8th. Here's the kick, the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Campbell down by way of the cave as he chases an off-speed pitch down and out of the strike zone. So now 2 down, and Brad Beasley will be the batter for the Red Sox.
Campbell with instructions for Beasley as they walk past each other. He never really seemed comfortable in that at bat. Might have been just batting from the right side, or it could be the stuff that LaSorsa has thrown him.
So now the righty out of Cal Poly. Brad Beasley will step in. He has a pair of singles to his name as well so far today, hitting over 400 in the month of July. 422 entering play today. Here's the kick and the first pitch to Beasley. Fastball dips out of the strike zone and misses. Entered today, average on the season, 400. Not bad for a guy who missed quite a few weeks here in the middle of the season to a couple of injuries. Is now back and swinging the bat as good as ever. Here's the wind, the 1-0. Swing and a foul straight back. Looked like that got a piece of Beasley as he's going to take a walk out towards the Whitey dugout down the first base side, walk off that foul ball. That looked like it hurt. Whitey this season has taken both games here at White House Field. A 4-1 victory coming back on the first week of the season, and a couple weeks later, a thrilling 3-2 win in 11 innings. Adam Kerner, the hero in that one. So here's the kick in the 1-1. Swing, a little dribbler out towards the shortstop. Tanner Morris will flip to second to get Freesia. It'll be in time for out number 3. Casals covering that second base pillow as Whitey leaves a pair of runners stranded in the 8th inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. 6-5 Red Sox lead over the Mariners. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. 6-5 lead for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 8th inning at White House Field. Trent Denholm still out on the bump for the Red Sox. They are 6 outs away from collecting win number 24 on the season, improving to 5-0 over these Harwich Mariners, and also clinching the number 1 spot in the Eastern Division over the Chatham Anglers. So it'll be the leadoff man, Tanner Morris, 5th plate appearance of the day, as Harwich trails by a run, 6-5. Walk, a RBI single, a strikeout, and a ground out for the lefty today. It faces Denholm, kicks, fires home the first pitch, a swing, and a foul straight back by Morris. It's 0-1. Scored a pair of runs today. That came in the first and second inning. For these Harwich Mariners, scored runs in each of the first 3 innings, all off of Carl Kaufman. Rough outing for the righty out of Michigan. Line in the 0-1. Off-speed pitch, tips low. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. And then Whitey, 6 runs, all coming in the top of the 6th inning, highlighted by Noah Campbell's grand slam. That put Whitey ahead. The wind and the 1-1 from the righty. Swing and a liner up the middle, and it will drop into center field in front of Johnny DeLuca, charging in for a base hit. Morris checks in with his 2nd base hit of the ball game. And for the 2nd straight inning against Denholm, leadoff base runner reaches. Now Aaron Shunk will come to the plate. A double and a single for Shunk today, as well as a pair of RBIs. As Denholm is going to have to work out of trouble again here in the 8th inning. Another arm getting warm in the Whitey bullpen. It's Ryan Nelson, the closer for the Red Sox. Denholm sets right at the belt. Off of first is Morris. Here's the wind. First pitch, swing, fly ball out to semi-deep right field. That's Reese Albert now into the game in right field. He's there. He'll make the catch right, moving a few steps to his right for out number 1. Denholm gets Shunk to pop up on the first pitch. So that will bring up Andre Lipsius. Today, reach base 3 times, a walk, a double, a single, and a ground out. He's 2 for 3. So an out, a runner on for Denholm here in the bottom of the 8th inning, protecting that 1-run lead for the Red Sox. All right, he kicks, first pitch, bounces in there, blocked by Freesia, and misses low for ball 1. Morris on the season, 5 steals atop this Harwich lineup. He could take second base. That would be important for these Mariners. Move a runner into scoring position. Denholm behind in the count, 1-0. All right, he sets the 1-0. Curveball drops in there, catches the strike zone right at the belt. That evens up the count at 1-1. Skies darkened all the way here at White House Field, just past the 9 o'clock hour on the East Coast, 9:07. So we are about 2 hours and 45 minutes into this ball game. 1-1, curveball, chopped foul down the third base side. On the count now 1-2. Game got underway around 6:25 local time. Game originally scheduled for 5:30, but some rain in the forecast pushed the start time back, and with a field like White House with lights, you have the luxury of doing that. Running out of days here in the Cape season, not enough days for makeups. Well, able to get this one in here tonight. Here's the 1-2. Fastball misses high. Freesia almost had to jump to get that one. That evens up the count at 2-2. A game already postponed today and will be rescheduled for next Monday. Brewster visiting Katuitt, a field that didn't have lights and could not get the field ready in time. Rain coming down over there at Lowell Park. Morris off of first. Here's the wind. A curveball, 2-2. Catches the outside corner. Strike 3 called on Andre Lipsius. No argument from him as he taps the bat on his cleats a couple times, turns around, and will head back to the dugout. And now with 2 down, Nate Eichhoff will try and salvage this inning and tie the ball game for the Mariners. So far, 0 for 4 today. This is 5th plate appearance of the ball game. Morris still a lead off of first base. Denholm and out away from getting out of trouble here in the 8th. Line first pitch, a swing and a miss from Eichhoff. Cut right through a fastball off the plate away. Campbell at second base adjusts his spot out there at the hole at second base. Defense playing Eichhoff straight up. The righty Denholm sets on the rubber. Peers in at Freesia, winds the 0-1, swing and a foul to the third base side. And Denholm quickly ahead 0-2. That strikeout of Lipsius, the first of the ball game for Trent Denholm. And only strikeout number 6 on the day for YD. Came into the game second in the Cape League in strikeouts as a pitching staff. Here's the kick. The 0-2. Fastball drifts outside, misses. Freesia set up away. Denholm hit the target, but it was too much off the plate. 1-2 the count on Nate Eichhoff as Morris leads off of first base. 6-5 lead for the Red Sox here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Denholm sets. Righty kicks the leg. The 1-2 swing. Liner up the middle. Dive by Christian Koss. He can't get to it, and that leaks into center field for a base hit. Eichhoff picks up his first hit of the ball game. And now 2 runners on with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. And that will bring up Logan Driscoll, the catcher. Denholm still out on the rubber. No movement from the Whitey bullpen. Nelson still warming out in the bullpen. We'll see if they let Denholm face another batter. As Freesia out to have a quick chat with the righty. A 2-out base hit from Nate Eichhoff. It's put 2 on, 2 out for the Mariners as they trail by just 1. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Freesia says what he needs to say. We'll jog back behind the plate. Driscoll, a 214 batter and 213 entering play today. 7 runs batted in on the season. Now 8 with the single RBI single he had in the first inning. Can get a couple more here. 2 on, 2 out here in the 8th inning. Denholm trying to work out of trouble for the second straight frame. Here's the wind, the first pitch. Off-speed pitch gets inside, gets away from Freesia. Both runners will move up 90 feet. That will miss inside for ball 1. And now 2 runners in scoring position against Denholm, who's got to be very careful now, protecting just the 1-run lead. So now Morris advances all the way to third base. Eichhoff stands out there on second. He represents the go-ahead run. Denholm stares in at Freesia. Hofstra, catcher, giving the signs. Came in for Matt Dyer. Here's the 1-0 from Denholm. Swing and a miss. An off-speed pitch. A pretty one there from Denholm. Had Driscoll fooled way out in front of it. And the count evens at 1-1. Andrew Dashbach protecting the line over at first base. Christian Koss shaded behind the runner at second. Eichhoff. Denholm looks in. Gets the sign, comes set against Driscoll. The kick, the 1-1 swing, liner down the right field line, and it just hooks foul. Dash, not a dive after it over at first base as that ball just hooked inside that right field foul line. And now Denholm a strike away from getting out of trouble. It's 1-2. 2 on, 2 out, 1-2 the count on Driscoll here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the Red Sox trying to protect a 6-5 lead. Driscoll taps the bat on home plate. Steps into that lefty batter's box. Denholm, the righty out of UC Irvine. All-star for the Red Sox. Gets the sign from Vito Freesia. They're on the same page. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a foul straight back. Denholm challenging him inside with a fastball, and Driscoll just able to spoil it. Another arm warming in the bullpen for the Harwich Mariners. This time it's a righty. Denholm, the righty on the bump for the Red Sox, is staring in at Freesia yet again. In a battle here with Driscoll as time is called by JB Torres behind the plate. Denholm will step off. Up in the mound will be George Kirby, the junior out of Elon. Denholm sets. The righty kicks the leg up, the 1-2. Curveball bounces in there, misses low. Driscoll able to hold off of that one, and it will even up the count at 2-2. Flags out above the scoreboard, out in right field, all laying limp. Not a lot of wind here from White House Field. Runners take their leads from second and third. Morris from third. Eichhoff from second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Denholm takes a deep breath. Here's the 2-2. Off-speed pitch misses low and inside. 3-2. The count on Driscoll. And first base is open for Denholm. If he's going to miss, he can miss close. Got to make a good pitch right here, though. 3-2 the count, 2 outs. Driscoll takes a deep breath, holds the left hand up. Pausing, JB Torres behind the plate. Denholm gets the sign, the 3-2. Just misses outside for ball 4. Driscoll will drop his bat at home plate and head down to first base, and that will load the bases for the Mariners. And now here comes Roberto Mercado out of the bullpen, out of the dugout for the Red Sox, and that will be it for Denholm, who has loaded the bases with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. And it now looks like the closer for the Red Sox, Ryan Nelson, is going to get the call to get the Red Sox out of trouble here in the 8th inning and preserve the 1-run lead. You're listening to Windy Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It'll be the all-star closer and righty out of the University of Oregon, Ryan Nelson, coming in to get Whitey out of this bases-loaded 2-out jam, and he will face the right fielder, Ben Norman. So far today has singled twice, a fielder's choice and a flyout. But a big at-bat for him right here. His team, the Mariners, trailing by just 1 run. And facing Ryan Nelson, low to mid-90s fastball, sharp breaking ball out of the bullpen for the Red Sox. Nelson out of the stretch, runners from every base, comes set, kicks, fires home, first pitch, fastball, zips high, and out of the zone, 1-0. The count on Norman. So far this summer in 12 games, a 2-0 record for Nelson, ERA just over 3 at 3.06 in 14 2/3 innings. 22 strikeouts to just 8 walks. Righty kicks the leg up. The 1-0 swung on and missed. Some nasty break on that pitch from Nelson. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Nelson named to the Eastern Division All-Star team, replacing Jensen Elliott on this Whitey roster. Jensen sent home, got shut down for the summer. Nelson kicks the leg up, the 1-1. Fastball misses high and outside. And now 2-1 the count on Norman. Scored one of the 5 runs of the day for the Harwich Mariners off of 12 base hits. Nelson staring in at Freesia. Now comes set. Runners take their leads from every base. Righty winds. The 2-1 swung on and missed from Norman. And now the count evens at 2-2. And Nelson is a strike away from getting out of this 8th inning. Last time out at this field. A second game here at White House between the Mariners and the Red Sox. Nelson went the 9th, 10th, and 11th inning in that game. A big win for the Red Sox. A game where they took first place over these Mariners. Here's the wind, the 2-2, swung on and missed, strike 3. Gas at the top of the strike zone that Norman could not catch up to, and Nelson heads back to the dugout and gets Whitey out of bases-loaded trouble here in the 8th inning. We head to the 9th here from White House Field, 6-5. Red Sox lead over the Mariners. You're listening to Whitey Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Middle of the order due up for the Red Sox in the top half of the 9th inning, starting with the 2-man Johnny DeLuca still facing Joe La Sorsa on the bump. For the Mariners, the Red Sox in the bottom half of this 9th are 3 outs away from moving to 5-0 against the Harwich Mariners this season and locking up first place in the Eastern Division. So DeLuca will bat right-handed, the switch hitter. against the lefty La Sorsa. First pitch swinging, cracks one into left field, and that drops past the shortstop, Tanner Morris, for a base hit. So after 5 at-bats, the first hit of the ball game for Johnny DeLuca. And that will bring up Andrew Dashbot, singled his last time up. Back in the 7th inning, has reached 3 times today on a pair of hit-by pitches and a single. So DeLuca now leads off of first base. And Dashbach steps to the plate. This season, 11 doubles, 5 home runs, 23 RBIs has been a mainstay in the middle of this Whitey lineup. Line first pitch from La Sorsa, gets inside, misses Dashbach, but gets all the way back near the backstop. DeLuca will take the bag at second base as that got away from the catcher behind home plate and Logan Driscoll. And the count quickly 1-0. That pitch was about an inch or 2 inside from hitting Dashbach for the 3rd time today. Guy already leads the Cape League in hit-by pitches. So the righty from Stanford steps in. Rests that bat on his shoulder. Against the lefty, La Sorsa peeks back at DeLuca at second. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a grounder back to the mound, thrown to second. They have DeLuca in a rundown, hanging out in no man's land between the second and third base bags. DeLuca hangs up there long enough for Dash to advance to second base. So a 1-3 putout, fielder's choice. And so Dashbach will stay over at first. And now Zubia will bat with an out here in the 9th inning. So Zubia today, a single, a walk, a run scored, a fly out, and a ground out. 1 for 3. This big righty from Texas steps in, points the bat out towards center field. Against La Sorsa, the lefty, out here in the 9th inning pitching for the Mariners. Here's the first pitch. Fastball drifts outside and misses. 1-0 the count on Zach. Slowly getting into the swing of things. 244 average on the summer, a double, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs. As he calls for time, and it's awarded by J.B. Torres behind the plate. The first time he's hit cleanup for the Red Sox this summer, usually down around the 6, 7, 8 spots in the lineup for YD. At Texas was a mainstay in that 4 spot. La Sorsa looks over at first, kicks the legs up, the 1-0, but drifts slow and misses. 2-0 for Zach. Hit 11 long balls this past spring at Texas. And seeing this guy hit some batting practice, he's definitely got power for more than 11. Points the bat out towards center field again, brings it back. La Sorsa winds the 2-0. Fastball drifts slow. Might have been an off-speed pitch, but misses away nonetheless for ball 3. 3-0. The count on Zubia. Dashbach standing over at first with 1 out. An insurance run for the Red Sox here would be huge and give Ryan Nelson some more cushion to work with in the 9th. La Sorsa sets at the chest. All right, he kicks the 3-0. Misses away, ball 4. Second time today, Zubia has drawn a free pass. He'll take his bag down at first base. And now Quinn Cotton will bat with 2 on and 1 out here in the 9th. So the Grand Canyon product will step to the plate. Dashbach over at second, Zubia at first. With an out here in the 9th inning, facing La Sorsa, the lefty. Today for Cotton, 0 for 4, pair of flyouts. Actually, a trio of flyouts and a strikeout looking. La Sorsa sets the first pitch, swing and a miss from Cotton. Up there, aggressive, swinging at a first pitch and comes up empty. As we're going to have a pinch runner over at first base. It'll be Zach Ashford running for Zach Zubia. So good speed on the base paths. Dashbach for a first baseman. Excellent speed at second. And then Ashford, the outfielder, cold off the bench over at first base. Nick Quintana stands at on deck, hoping to get a chance to bat here in the 9th inning. Cotton behind 0-1 to La Sorsa. Lefty looks back at Dash at second. Winds, 0-1 pitch. Drifts outside, misses low. And the count evens at 1-1. Roberto Mercado giving the signs down at third base. Stepping in as interim manager for the Red Sox. Scott Pickler out at Cooperstown for Baseball Hall of Fame induction, going to see one of his former players at Cypress and Trevor Hoffman. Here's the wind, the 1-1 swing, liner into right center. That's going to get down into the gap for a base hit. Rounding third, coming home to score is Dashbach. Throw goes into Casals, cutting it off out over near second base. A huge insurance base knock for Quinn Cotton as he drives in Andrew Dashbach, and the lead has extended to 2 for the Red Sox. It's 7-5 YD. Dash coming home to score the run. And now Nick Quintana will bat with runners on the corner, still just an out here in the 9th inning. That's just a huge insurance run for the Red Sox. Now 7 runs on the scoreboard for them, who are kept at bay and off the scoreboard through the first 5 frames against Danny Podamani. As the wind is the first pitch to Quintana, swing and a drive out to center field right at Stanton. He'll make the catch, tagging. Coming home to score is Ashford. He jogs in without a throw, cut off in the middle of the infield by the Harwich middle infielders. And that is run number 8 on the scoreboard for the Red Sox. Quintana will drive in his 23rd run of the summer and make it 8-5 Red Sox. Ashford coming in to score. Pinch running for Zach Zubia. Now Christian Koss. Cotton still over at first base. Will bat with 2 outs here in the 9th. YD a 2 spot to extend their lead. Couple of big insurance runs. Wind first pitch to Christian. Down low. Cotton going from first. Throw down to second by Driscoll. And it will not be in time to get Cotton. Just getting in there ahead of the tag. For Quinn, that's stolen base number 3 on the summer. So he now stands out in scoring position for Koss. YD 3 outs away from clinching first place in the Eastern Division. Wind and the 0-1 chopped off the plate out in front of the mound. Fielding it off the mound is La Sorsa. He fields, he'll throw on over to first. That'll be in time to retire Koss and set down the Red Sox. Not before 2 more runs come across for YD, as they have extended the lead to 8-5 as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. You're listening to YD Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It'll be the bottom third of the lineup due up for the Harwich Mariners. 3 outs for Ryan Nelson away from YD, clinching the top spot in the Eastern Division here in the summer of 2018. We'll start with Danny Casals, the second baseman. Base hit so far for him today. He's 1 for 4. Ryan Nelson winds first pitch from the righty. Fastball misses down and away. Came in to get Trent Denholm out of the bases loaded 2-out jam in the 8th inning. Facing Casals, hitting 189, entering play today. Righty kicks the 1-0 swing, fly ball out to right field. Backing up a few steps is Reese Albert out in the outfield. He's there. He'll make the catch for out number 1.
Ryan Nelson just turning into such a weapon for this Red Sox team. He can come in so many different situations, and especially a couple of big spots here at White House Field over the summer. As Brad Debo comes in to pinch hit, he's been swinging a really hot bat as of late.
So Debo comes in to pinch hit for Will Matheson. Ends his day 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and 2 walks to face Nelson. The righty kicks, first pitch, fastball, paints the outside corner. Look around the Cape League scoreboard. Falmouth coming back, defeating the Bourne Braves 9-6 in 10 innings. Over there at Gulf Fuller Field as the righty Nelson winds, fires home the 0-1, swing and a liner foul down the third base side. Chatham taking down Hyannis at McKeon Park 9-2. The Anglers trying to stay 10 points behind the Red Sox, who nonetheless with a win today would wrap up that top spot. And then over at Eldridge Park, Wareham thumping the Firebirds 11-2. That game in the top of the 9th. Nelson steps off, adjusts his spot on the rubber as Debo will now step out too and reset himself. Nelson staring a hole through Adam Kerner, now in catching for the Red Sox as Nelson steps off again. Still going through the signs with Kerner. The righty, the slow wind, and the 0-2. Fastball drifts high, misses outside. Count now 1-2. With that Gateman win, the Wareham now stays, should Whitey come through and the score hold at Eldridge, stay 6 points back of the number 1 overall spot in the Cape League playoffs. As time is called, Debo steps out. Hyannis and Wareham tied entering today. But Wareham well on their way to a win at Eldridge. Wind, 1-2, curveball drifts inside and misses. That evens up the count at 2-2. Debo back into the box. Catcher out of NC State. Against the Oregon Duck, Nelson kicks the 2-2. Other off-speed pitch, drifts inside, misses again, and the count has run full.
Just missing his spots a couple times here on the last couple of offerings, trying to put Debo away.
Nelson, 1 strikeout to his name so far, that to get him out of the 8th inning. Righty winds the 3-2, swing and a foul out of play down the third base side, and the count stays full. Whitey, 8 unanswered runs in this ball game. First 3 frames, Harwich puts up 5 on Carl Kaufman, knocks him out of the game early. And then this Whitey offense just keeps churning and comes up with 8 unanswered runs. Out of the wind, the 3-2 from Nelson. Misses just low for ball 4. Nelson not happy with the call as the home plate umpire, J.B. Torres, motions down that it was low below the strike zone. And a 1-out walk for Brad Debo. Puts a runner on base for John Stanton.
Yeah, and I can't blame Nelson for being a little disgruntled there. I mean, that was a very, very, very close pitch right at the knees as Reeves comes into pinch run and I guess add a little more speed. Still trailed by a few, though.
So now Stanton steps in 0 for 3 today with a walk and a run scored. Nelson winds first pitch, catches the inside corner with a fastball. Nelson ground ball double play to either Campbell or Koss up the middle. Away from getting out of this ball game with a win, and win number 24 on the summer for the Red Sox. Righty winds the 0-1, drops a curveball in on the inside corner for strike 2, and the righty is quickly ahead. Whitey 23-11-5 entering play today, tops in the Eastern Division. Harwich at third place, 17-20-2. Nelson kicks the 0-2. Fastball misses high. 1-2 the count now on Stanton. And should he reach the center fielder for these Mariners, the lineup would flip over. And the top man, Tanner Morris, stands on deck. Nelson peeks over his shoulder at first. First kicks the 1-2. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Beautiful off-speed pitch there from Ryan Nelson. Just paints it right on the inside edge for a big second out.
Well, the best part about what this righty can do, he's got the fastball, he's got the breaking ball, and when he plays them so well, Ryan Nelson is pretty much just untouchable. And when he's feeling it, you might as well just give up as a batter. It's tough to catch up.
Got to cheat so much for the fastball for when he breaks out that curveball. You're just left helpless. Nelson winds first pitch to Tanner Morris. A foul straight back at the fence situated right in front of us. For strike 1, 0-1 the count. Dana, that fence not there. You think you could have snagged that one?
Maybe if I'm up on my toes. Didn't bring my mitt. I left it in the car.
Well, I got mine in my bag if you want to borrow it. 0-1 the count on Morris. Pair of base hits and a walk to his name today. Also scored a pair of runs. The 0-1 catches the inside corner for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. The count on Morris. A runner on, 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Red Sox an out away from clinching the Eastern Division crown here in 2018. Nelson looks in at Kerner. The catcher from San Diego gets the sign. Nelson peeks over the shoulder. The 0-2, swing and a foul straight back. A fastball that Morris just had to spoil off. That one on the inside edge. Reeves over at first base, held on by Dash. As the Mariners looking for some desperation 2-out rally here in the 9th inning, trailing by 3. Nelson winds the 0-2. Curveball misses just high above the strike zone. And not missed by much. And the count now 1-2. Tanner Morris, the shortstop, digs back in from the left side. Facing the righty Nelson. Looks over his shoulder again. The 1-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and that will do it here from White House Field. The final 8-5 Red Sox win over the Mariners and clinch first place in the Eastern Division. 8 unanswered runs for the Red Sox. They're falling behind 5-0, 6 in the second, and 2 in the 9th. Put YD ahead for good as they will clinch that #1 spot in the Eastern Division playoff race.
Just a great performance from the Red Sox, and no surprises. The offense getting hot when it needed to. Obviously, Noah Campbell's grand slam highlighting it. But since the Red Sox took that advantage, the bullpen just did what they've done all season. They shut the door. Guys like Taransky, Denholm, and Nelson, who have been producing all year long for this pitching staff. They come and give valuable innings in a tight ball game, and Red Sox coast on to victory.
8-5, the win here for the Red Sox. That'll improve their record to 23-11-5 on the season. And getting the loss will be Harwich, 17-21-2 on the summer as they stay in 3rd place in the Eastern Division. Getting the win today for the Red Sox, it will be, I believe, Mitch Tarrant, or actually it'll be Trent Denholm out of the bullpen for the Red Sox. 2 1/3, 5 hits for the righty, and getting the loss will be Matt Cronin for the Mariners as the Red Sox clinch that #1 spot in the Eastern Division playoff race with 4 games to go here in the 2018 summer. One last time here from White House Field, 8-5 Red Sox take this one over the Harwich Mariners. For Dana Gray, I'm TJ Mathewson saying so long. Actually, one second game tomorrow at home against the Harwich Mariners. First pitch slated for 5 o'clock from Red Wilson Field. For Dana Gray, I'm TJ Mathewson saying so long from White House Field.